What's good, people? This your boy Scott Lewis, Apartment Gamer, and more here with John. Everything BK Nets. What's up,
Woo.
John?
Hey Scott, good to be here. We just had media day, and the first actual preseason game is less than six or so days away. So it's going to be very interesting season for a team that is really trying to find its future right now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because we sitting back. We don't even know. I don't even know who's playing. I be honest with you, I'm all over the place, and what Michael Porter Jr. and his podcast that he was on,
Oh,
that surprised me with the well, not really, because like he said, he's been injured a couple of times. Injury
right.
kind of changes your perspective of life, which is understandable because as a professional player, when you get injured, it's much more difficult to play, and you want to play
Right.
to your level that you think you're capable of. But in his case, that back injury is, and I'm hearing this from other people, and we dog people with back injuries, and I don't need to say no name, but what
Hmm.
I'm saying is maybe it is true. A back injury is a nagging injury that sticks with you and it makes you think about your career.
Most definitely, and it was so good that we had the show on Big Fan Breezy's podcast to really do an in-depth analysis, looking at the pros and cons of MPJ. As much as I don't agree with a lot of what he says on his podcast, we
Right,
actually got to see more about MPJ the person, and
right,
he's been through a lot. I mean, to come back from 3 surgeries on your
yeah,
back to win a title with Denver, and then
yeah,
to last year his whole arm got screwed up, and for him to still play through that to give what he can, most players could have just took the easy way out. Say, I can't play, I got to rest up, but he wanted to play. So MPJ, for all the crap that he does kind of proclaim a bit about himself, he does have grit, and I got to give him guts for that as well. But at the same time, we're also learning that MPJ may not see himself being in the league much longer after his contract with the Nets is up the next 2 years. And it's ironic. Sean Marks said, I need MPJ to be the best player on this team, which he said on Media Day. It wasn't Cam Thomas, who he
right.
says things are fine and dandy. It was MPJ's got to be our best player. And then a day later, this guy's saying I might be looking at a Ben Simmons semi-retirement situation. I mean, my back's been through it all. I got to use a guard on my back. I got to use bandages. Like he's got to manage this. And the crazy thing, Scott, is we're playing a fair amount of back-to-backs this year. Not as much as Philly, who has 16, but we got to manage MPJ's health throughout these 82 games. He's
Yeah,
probably not playing any, I think, of these back-to-backs given how much preparation he has to put into his back. So for the Nets, if they're the best thing we got from MPJ besides that 2032 Nuggets pick is the $40 million of an expiring salary, which he won because he won a championship ring. Like the Nets can do so many things with that. Let it expire, become a max slot, or they could trade him for a star upgrade if they see fit. And that is the most valuable thing. But given MPJ's health is now a huge question mark after that interview, we have to manage him throughout this season. He cannot
yeah,
be playing over 40, 50 minutes, averaging 28 points. Like they have
right.
to figure out a way to keep him healthy. So, yeah, Scott, this is just a chaotic situation, like you said. One day we think we have an idea, the other day Sean Marks wants to go this way, that way, and then we have players who might not want to be here. So it's just a crapshoot situation, Scott. I
Yeah,
wish the best for Michael Porter Jr. if his career is over sooner than he would like, but that's the thing about back injuries. You eventually got to make a decision on that. And at least he's telling us this, that he might be considering this.
that
If
might
I'm the
not
GM,
be that might not be to the Nets' advantage, because what happened is now other teams know his thinking. They know he might be thinking. Like he said, he had to put his phone away and for 2 or 3 days sat down and really contemplate on his career with as an NBA player. So now other teams are looking at him like, why would I invest in a player that's possibly thinking about leaving?
I
You know,
totally agree. I totally agree with you. But this is where all these 30 picks come into play because, like you and I, we saw. If you haven't seen it yet, people, Sean Marks was on a podcast recently. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it, and he basically delved into what the Nets' future could potentially be. And it sounds like he keeps bringing up our market versus OKC and some of these other markets, saying, "Hey, they may be winning, they may be developing, but we still have the financial advantage." So if this is where things are leading to, I think Sean Marks is looking at potentially going star hunting next summer. I mean, look at our team right now. Why would you, right? But Sean
right,
Marks has always tried to justify getting established talent and not investing enough in developing young talent. I mean, last year was supposed to be the year to do it. And now Jordy today said, I'm actually trusting these guys who we drafted to be put in deep fire. Where was this 5, 6 months ago? Like, we're getting it a year later. So, of
right.
course, Sean Marks is now thinking 2 steps ahead on his own barometer that, hey, maybe we could pair MPJ and all these picks to get a star. But I agree with you, Scott. We have to now manage MPJ's health because if he has one issue this year with that back, or some injury comes up with him, a lot of teams will be like, I don't care how many picks you give me. This guy's damaged goods. Why am I taking his 40 mil on my salary cap? That's a
Right.
waste. So they got to make sure this guy's healthy if the goal is to move him in a year or so. But it's
Yeah.
definitely concerning that he's taking this by year now. That's definitely concerning, Scott.
It's a mess. To me, it's. I mean, either Sean is a, and I put this in the thumbnail. Either Sean is crazy or a genius. And there's a thin line between the two. Some
Yep.
people like to say that eccentric people are crazy, but they are genius as well. Either he sees something that I don't see or the rest of us don't see. I don't know. But one thing I can say is this is going to be an interesting season to see the rookies play. So I'm looking forward to seeing them play. I'm looking forward to basketball. Period.
Right.
Usually on the court tells you everything, and that's the beautiful thing about basketball. No matter what goes on in the background, it always shows on the court.
Most definitely, Scott. I agree with you. And this could be very interesting first few months of this. And the thing at the end of the day is we don't have a franchise guy. We don't have a secondary or third guy. Because Cam Thomas and APJ, both their futures are
Uh,
really don't look like they're going to be with Brooklyn in the long or short term, especially Cam Thomas, who we know signed the qualifying offer, made his decision. Right now, he said, I have nothing really to prove again. Enjoy the year and play my game. That's all pretty much Cam Thomas said, which you and I, Scott, could say, listen, you guys undervalued
yeah,
me for 4 years. You didn't want to
yeah,
pay me what I thought I was worth. And at the end of the day, I don't like the way you lead this team. I don't see your vision. So maybe I'll take a chance on one of these other 10 teams banking on me. Even if I don't get what I want, if I'm on a team that actually values or utilizes me, sayonara. Like that's just it with Sean Marks. Like he's a horrible communicator, Scott. He's been able to rely on the money assets from Joe Desai and the financial capital that we have had at opportunities to make these big, bold gambles that have not paid off whatsoever. And I get people are saying that, hey, he saved this team with the KD Mikal trades, but it's like, yeah, you saved us from being even more mediocre, even though right now we feel like even worse than we did back then. So it's like, where's the progression? Because he said on the podcast yesterday, I want sustainable success for this team. It's been 10 years, Sean. You can't just keep saying, I want sustainable success. We're going to wait another decade. That's going to say, hey, we're on the cusp of sustainable success. Now, this is the thing. It's do or get out for Sean Marks right now and
yeah.
Joe Desai. If next year's lottery prospect ain't a top 3 or no less a top 5, we really wasted giving away all those picks to the Rockets, who now look destined to be a solid team. Even with the Fred VanVleet thing, they still have all these valuable picks that they can use to make a bigger move to pair with the Kevin Durant if they have to. So it's like we really have to bank on next year's draft. I think Jaeger could be a good piece to our future, but you are missing your franchise guys. So for Sean and Joe, if you keep preaching culture, keep preaching sustainable success, you got to get results. I know
Yeah.
this year is not going to be about that. If we could work hard for gritty wins, build these young guys' confidence up, huge win for the Nets. And you collect more assets. If you're going to make a big move next summer, all power to you. But after next summer, you got to start making winning moves. There's no reason for the Nets to try to semi-tank anymore. I don't even think the Nets have really tanked at all so far. So it's like they're trying to stay in this middle of let's compete somewhat, but let's not be a crappier team than we already are. But it's like if you teeter-totter like that, you have to eventually make a decision on where you're going. Are you trying to go up? or you're staying down. If Sean and Joe want to stay down and collect money from our pockets, ain't gonna happen. Like he's got to make a decision
Yeah,
next summer, whether it's
that's
drafting right or
yeah.
trading for a big piece to build around the Flatbush Five.
Yeah. You're right about that. This market does not dictate for you to be losing and thinking that you're going to make money. Brooklyn is not like that. You got to
Right.
come with a product that we're going to be proud of. Even if you don't win the title, at least play ball. You gotta have a good team, man. You gotta develop a good team. You got to make those moves. And honestly speaking, I don't know which direction we're going and who's going to step up. We're going to
All right.
find out. The beautiful thing about it is the season getting ready to start. So, I want to mention practice in the park this Saturday in Brooklyn. I'm gonna put that address in the comment section so people can show up. John, you gonna show up or no?
I'm trying to, but it doesn't look too likely right now. But I know a lot of my friends that I talk to on Twitter are going. I would tell them to make some pictures, make some content about it, like make it fun.
Yeah,
Like even
yeah,
though right now we don't have a lot to feel cheerful about, make your own content because that's the great thing about the Brooklyn base right now. We're one of the most top social media sports teams in the NBA. Like we are building our own brands, but we're trying to keep this brand going strong, even though our front office is not matching that. So it's like we are in many ways a little bit of a heartbeat of this team. Like it's tough to see these last 10 years, Scott, the way
yeah.
they've
It
gone. I don't
is.
think any team has gone through this type of crap. Not even Philly, not even some of these other teams that are going through some really bad stuff is going through what we're going through right now. And it's like we just want a direction and we want a team that can win and be fun and competitive. Of course, be a championship team eventually, but you want to at least have this team be something that they can fight for every year. This
Right.
right now, just trying to scratch and claw, but tank. It's like this organization doesn't want to do that because they thought the NBA would throw them a bone. Didn't happen. You got the statistical worst odds possible because you want to be in the middle. You got to just go a full on direction. The good thing, Scott, is I think we have the youngest team in NBA history. If you cannot secure a top pick with the youngest team in NBA history, there is really nowhere to go with this Sean and Joe regime. Find somebody new that could actually commit to a direction because for the Nets, you got to hope you get a franchise guy. Because if at least you have the franchise guy, we already have some core guys on the Flatbush Five, and let's see if we can start building something. Everybody can always praise Jordy, what he's doing as a coach, but Jordy's not a player. He can
Yeah.
only do so much from the sidelines. You need the pieces to actually start playing well together. But I think the good thing for this year is we definitely are going to be in the trade market next for the next year's trade deadline because Scott, a lot of teams are already dropping like flies with injuries.
I know that leaves Brooklyn. Like I said, either Sean is crazy or he's a
They
genius.
are definitely going to call the Brooklyn Nets number soon.
He's a genius. I
They'll
mean,
semi delusional, but I
his
think they'll
phone
kind of know that
has to
one.
be ready for these calls that's coming in because yeah, injuries always play a role in the NBA. We kind I think most fans kind of overlook that, especially on certain teams that have aspirations of making a title run. But
Right.
in the case when they in that situation, they will make phone calls. So either Sean is crazy or he's a genius, one of the two. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing our rookies play. I think Jordy can actually get something out of it. I don't know. I believe in Jordy as a coach. I have my doubts about the top of the organization and Joe Tsai. To me, it just didn't seem like you really behind the team like you should be. I know your money is behind the team, but is it really? I mean, with the thing with Cam Thomas is sloppy. So it didn't look well. Half the fans are for Cam Thomas, the other half is not. They kind of like you know it's just sloppy to me. What you think? Oh, he's offline. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just think it's sloppy. Once you look at it, this team has so much potential with some players that we just really don't know which way they're going to go. But I can tell you this: Sean Marks got a comfy seat. He has the most comfortable seat GM that I know. 10 years. I think he has 10 years in the NBA. He has not felt the pressure of being like his name being put on the chopping block and that he's going to get cut off, which is kind of amazing when you think about how much turmoil has been going on in Brooklyn from the outside. Now, maybe on the inside it's not, but on the outside it is. So it's a terrible thing, man. But when you think about it, um, yeah, the Michael Porter stuff was amazing. And when he mentioned something about he was in a hotel room with his cell phone and thinking about contemplating just retiring from sports or his or a life after sports, I'm saying to myself, did Sean really talk to this guy prior to getting him? Or he just moved Cam Johnson just to be moving him? I mean, why would you get a player that you know that you can't use? That's the question I have. But that being said, when we look at it, not that I'm doubting Michael Porter Jr.'s skill set. It's more like, do he fit? And we know he don't fit the timeline with these young guys. We have to be looking at it as the rookies are going to be the focal point of this next season this year. We in for a tough season, man. We are in a tough season again. I just can't think of it any other way. We only have one first round pick this coming season, and it's all predicated on our position. I hate to even talk about the draft with the beginning of the season when we got players who care. And I think Cam Thomas cares. I think Michael Porter Jr. cares. And I think all the players care. I think when you playing this sport, when you out here playing the ball, it's something in you. To play at that level, you have to love the game. You have to. It's just no ifs and buts about it. Now, whether you dedicated with a team or organization, that's totally different. But whether you know it or not, most players love the game at this level. So I know they're going to have a good time. Hopefully, we have a good time watching them grow. I personally, and I wanted to bring up who would your top 5 starters would be. And I know that's a hard question to bring up because we haven't even seen them practice and play or nothing. We know some of the players, but we just imagining how this would fit. I wanted to go to a list. I got a list for y'all, of course. And in this list would be the players on the team. Let me bring it up. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. Do I have that? Where's my list? Okay. Let's bring up the Nets roster. We're going to bring that up. Okay. I'm going to just bring up the big copy of the Nets roster. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Um, right here we have Dariq Whitehead, Zaire Williams, Danny Wolf. Now I'm just going to say who I think would be in the top of the roster. John is back. Um, I would think that
Yeah, the connection
if
went out for a
yeah,
second.
what's up? If Igor was is fine and not hurting, like you know, it's just the crazy news that he's got an injury. Igor would be one of the
Yeah,
people I would start. So he would start at point guard if he can play
right.
that. Um, Michael Porter Jr. would be my small forward. Noah Clowney would be my big forward. Cam Thomas would be the shooting guard,
Right.
and Nick Claxton would be my center. That would be my
I,
starting five. Who your starting five would
yeah,
be, John?
it would be that, especially after what we saw with Clowney. I mean, the guy is now 234 pounds. He looks like he's going to take a huge
Oh,
year with his
Clowney is gonna
development.
be
Why?
He's gonna be special.
He
I'm
looks like
really
Jalen
excited
Duran.
about. Yo, I think Clowney might be the dark horse of the whole thing, man. I mean, he can. I always said that. A lot of people say 20 wins. I get it. I understand. We have mad rookies. We got like a piecemeal team right now, and we still building with a lot of insecurities going on with our players. I get it, but I still believe we over a 20-win team.
It just depends on where we are with the other lottery teams. I mean, if it's 20 wins and we're like either second or last in the lottery standings, I guess okay. But if we're like six odds again, Scott, with 20 wins, it's a
I know. I
waste
mean,
of again
I know.
of doing
I
it right.
understand where you're coming from. I totally agree with you. You wanna get them odds up. I get it. For the lottery. I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying the team is not bad enough.
Well,
This is
it
what I'm
well,
saying. And you got a weak East. The East is weak. The
you're
East
not
is
wrong about.
the East is weak. I mean, there's it's quite possible we can be the seventh seed, the eighth seed.
I listen. Sean and Joe should not even come to work after this year if
I'm
that's the
just
case.
I'm
But
I understand where
I
you're
would
coming
say
from.
this, Scott. It would be dependent on MPJ and Cam's future because they're your two main scorers. Now these other guys, I don't think could average 20 points unless they just start hitting some their stride. But really, MPJ and Cam are your two main scorers. We just found out that MPJ has a back issue that's caused him to continue semi-retirement. He's not playing all back to backs. He's probably going to miss a good amount of those back to backs. And depending on if his back needs management throughout the season, and Cam, he's not trade eligible till like December. November's a huge month for him. I mean, if he just starts playing like semi All Star numbers out there with his points, assists, and rebounds, maybe a team like you just said, Scott, will call about Cam. I think there are a lot of teams getting snake bitten with injuries that should be competing for something this year. If they need another guy to give them a bucket, and Cam's playing well in November, I would be surprised after 20, 25 games if Cam is somehow traded because the Nets are going to get calls at that point because a lot of teams are dealing with
So,
injuries, like you
so,
said.
so would it be in Cam's interest? Like he gets to pick who he want to go. Is it after the trade or prior to the beginning of the season?
Oh,
Because
well, the GM will
he can
come.
do it from the beginning, right? As soon as the season start, he basically has control of his own destiny.
Yeah, I would agree, but really the trade deadline
So,
kind of
so if he
starts around
didn't, so
December.
if they said Utah called him and said we'll give you a number one pick and so on, he could say no to it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Utah is looking to build a core out. Cam would probably get minutes and actually show what he can do.
But
If
that
I was Cam's agent, I'd say, listen, they got Ace Bailey over there, you and Ace, a 1-2 combo, and listen, you got his agent cannot be a jerk and say, Cam, don't go to anybody,
they
screw this team over.
always
It's horrible
they
business. That's
always
horrible
jerks,
business.
man. I think there's a lot going on as far as I mean, agents are concerned. They usually don't think like us. You know what I'm saying? They think totally different. He
Well, I
would
would
tell
say that
him. He would tell him, "Listen, you want to play in Utah? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you also look at this too, Scott. Free agency is kind of going by the wayside, and now people are scared to be free agents just because you saw how bad restricted free agency goes. Now unrestricted free
Yeah.
agency with these cap situations. Now GMs can't just throw huge money at like 4 to 5 players. You might have to do it to now 2 or 3 players. So there are probably two guys in your top five that are not going to get paid as much, and they have to take cheap pay cuts or something like that. And for Cam, he has to realize that listen, the NBA is moving away from his skill set, which is one dimensional, but it's great dimensional for what he can give you scoring wise, but it's not what they're looking for now. Now they're looking for positionless basketball, which Sean said on the podcast the Nets are embracing. They're embracing positional basketball, which Cam can't do. They're embracing defense, which Cam can't do, and they're embracing the height factor, which Cam unfortunately can't grow a few more inches. That's just the way he's at right now with his height factor.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like the NBA has really built the system against Cam right now. And if I was Cam's agent, I'm saying, listen, Cam, there's a team like the Pacers, the Lakers, or Memphis that call up and want you on the
Well,
team
that's
to give them some
different.
good
Those
points.
teams are.
Yeah, I'd be open to it.
Yeah. Look, let me get to this. The ruler FN thinks it would be Igor, Cam, Tracy Mann, MPJ, and Clax. I kind of agree with him too. It
That's
could go
horrible.
that way.
Why would I
It
put
could.
Terrence at 3? I agree with you that MPJ at small forward and Clowney at 4 works because we got to now preserve MPJ's back. Have him at the power forward. Come on, last thing we need is for the guy to have a slip disc because he's guarding Paulo Banchero. Like moving MPJ to the 3, putting Clowney to 4 to start the season is great for the Nets because Clowney and Claxton aren't going to do too much as far as scoring goes. Mid range and 3 point, whatever you want to call it. They're lob threats, so they're going to have their chances to get lob threats, rebound a bit, and play some defense. So that's 2 out of 5 of your scores that are really
Listen,
not going
I'm
to
gonna
play
be
a huge
honest with
defining
you.
factor.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the Nets are a real bad team. I know a lot of people think, oh, you got all these. I just don't see it. What I do see is a coach that can coach players up. That's that's really the unicorn here. It's really not even the players. It's more like Jordy. Jordy is a he might be a great coach.
I will give him the great moniker when the Nets are in a playoff spot and
Well,
actually
you
give him
of
a lot
course
of
he
money.
ain't. He's
He's a
not.
good coach. He's a good coach for what he's trying to build as far as philosophy and structure goes. I will say this conditioning looks like something that's now being predominant in his philosophy because a lot of these guys are getting strong, bodysuits now all of a sudden because he wants them to be the most well conditioned, most adorable team on the court. Even though they're
Right.
young, he wants to know that they can give you effort every single night. You saw that with Clowney. Even Dayron looks physically in the best shape of his life. There are a few guys looking like they really did take care of their bodies this year, and that's going to play a part in them being ultra competitive. Listen, Scott, I think this team could potentially win over 10 games this year. Potentially, if this is what's together. But as soon as the Nets start overpassing expectations, I think Sean and Joe hopefully will pull the switch. Trade these guys for assets, and let's not ruin where we are in the lottery because that's just what's got to happen. If he lets these teams win over 20 games, get the same odds like last year, this was a waste of 2 years in many people's eyes
Right.
because
Right.
you're missing out on the best talent to acquire good talent that you may or may not invest in long term. Because Sean even said it. I want the cap space flexibility. I'm not going to use the rest of it this offseason. I'm going to use it maybe at next year's deadline, but I want to go big game fish hunting as soon as next year. People got to read
Well,
between the lines, what Sean
we
is
know
saying.
who he's looking at. We know
Yeah.
exactly who he's looking at. He's looking at Giannis. It's the only
Giannis,
person. Yeah, he's looking at Giannis.
Donovan
Giannis
Mitchell,
contract. Donovan Mitchell.
Joker,
I mean,
Joker.
he's looking to build a team on bringing in a superstar. I get it.
Right,
That's what he want to do. That's why the cap is going to be free. That's why he's got flexibility. He's keeping his flexibility.
right.
Um, um, the ruler said, in Jordy's system, it makes it simple for traditional spot up shooters to get more open looks. Expect good year for Terrence Mann and Haywood. Yeah, Haywood is a good shooter too. I think Noah Clowney might be. I'm telling you, I'm not underestimating Noah Clowney's position, man. I'm really not. He had a year to really think about how he was getting pushed around, and he is I think he has that dog in him. And you know, you can't really measure dog. Like when I mean dog is that fight. You got to have
Right.
like, you know, that interior fight thing that you got. And I think he has that in him.
He's definitely got determination, that's for sure. And I really look forward to seeing what he can do. I think he'd be one of breakout pieces. And really, that draft class with him, Whitehead, and Wilson has been utter failure up to this point.
Yeah,
Not
other
really
two.
necessarily because of Clowney, but because of what's
Right.
around Clowney in that class of the week and Wilson. So for him, it's a huge opportunity to take that step forward. And if you started with Claxton, you're going to get rebounding, you're going to get defense. And Claxton by himself as a big gets picked off easily. So having Clowney's shot blocking abilities will make the effort in our front court a little more manageable because MPJ in our front court alone with Claxton, they're not stopping a lot of people. But adding Clowney to the equation, it gives you a little more of a fighter's chance against some worse teams than the top teams. So that's
Right.
not a bad strategy at all. And we got to preserve MPJ's back. But just getting back to the honest thing a little bit, we're going down the international Euro route, Scott. I mean, Sean, Joe, and Jordy are not hiding that. I mean, if you saw the interviews, Yegor Diemen and Ben Suraf both said we're an international team playing an international style, and Giannis is the international global superstar who just said winning a medal for Greece is more important than winning a championship in my career. Like, if you're looking to really go home on this Euro style thing to reach all these different bases, demographics, getting Giannis in Brooklyn as the main guy around these core young players, it could definitely be something super appealing financially and to the base in some way. I know some people have bad feelings about Giannis, what he did to the big three, but this guy's an ultra competitor. Of all the superstars that go through the injuries, the drama, Giannis has always been a stellar competitor in the best peak shape of his life. And that fits with what Jordy's trying to do with these other guys, get him in peak physical condition so we could be one of the most well conditioned rounded teams. I'm just saying that we have been most connected to Giannis. He is still the plan A in Sean and Joe's minds. And based on what Giannis said, saying he's going to get traded eventually by his own team because they have no assets left, and what Sean is saying we're about go as soon as these young guys start picking up a little bit. So I just feel like the timing wise, it works. You're probably going to get maybe 3 or 4 good years out of Giannis's prime before you have to build something else around him. But it's like, you know what? Given how bad this East is, given how we're trying to build an identity, having the Greek freak with the Flatbush Five is not a bad way to try to make this work because Sean and Joe did not do this the proper way. They now got to figure out a way to mix this up and create a great product. Having Giannis here definitely helps, but I know some people are going to have questions about his durability with his leg issues. But still, Giannis is an ultra competitor. He kind of fits what Jordy's trying to build right now with his Euro style.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with the ruler too on that give and go with clacks. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, to stretch the floor, the only person that don't really stretch the floor is clacks. Everybody else can shoot. Best defender lineup switch 1 through 5. Igor, Drake Powell, Terrence Mann, Noah Clax. Similar to the Knicks game plan. 2 defensive wings to tackle 2 good scorers. Yeah, possibility there. Got a good look for the ruler.
No,
Uh,
that's not bad. As if you have Cam and MPJ together, those are your two best scorers, and then you have Clowney and Claxton, those are your two bigs. I would say defensively, I think Clowney and Claxton are way better than Carthy Towns. It will be completely honest on that side of things. But for the
right,
Nets' perspective, you do not want Claxton by himself this year. We also remember Scott Claxton has now come in saying, trying to put the tantrum king stuff in the past. I want to
right.
be more respectful towards my teammates. I want to be a leader. He's now a father. And Jordy said out of his mouth, I expect this to be Claxton's career breakout year. I mean, you have over 8 guards on this team. They do most of Claxton's work for him. He just needs to show up, do the lobs, dunks, and play some stellar defense. If Claxton get his value up, it bodes well for the Brooklyn Nets going to next year's trade deadline because there are a few teams, Hornets, Pacers, Memphis, I would throw in there, Boston, that might need another center. So for the Brooklyn Nets, if they could get Claxton's value up these next 2 to 3 months, bodes well, especially if the Nets want to bring Danny Wolf up into the pros because he's probably going to start in the G League a lot. But if you trade Claxton, opens up a spot for Dayron to move up to the temporary starting unit, and then you could just put Wolf as the backup and let him grow and learn. That would be one of the best things to look out for as far as an outcome for the Nets this year. Get Claxton's value up and trade him when the time is right because Claxton's offense is not going to get any better than what it is with the help of a point guard.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah. Who? What? I mean, the question is the real big question, and I talked about the starting five. The other big question is who's going to make the team? Who's going down? Because Jariq Whitehead and Danny Wolf, I mean, there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I mean, not everybody on this. We got 6 or 7. We got 6 or 7 players that got to leave. So I
Right.
mean,
I mean, like we said, this is the BKNY Hunger Games squad till at least the beginning of October 23rd, which is the
Hunger
Nets'
Games.
first game against the Hornets. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, there's still a lot of decisions that have not been made yet with the Brooklyn Nets. They're evaluating. They want some guys to compete against each other. We recently talked about Whitehead and Buffkin, both guys on a similar playing
Yeah,
field.
he's
They've
not
missed a
even
lot
on
of
the
time.
list.
They
Yeah,
missed a lot of time. You put on the list. That's the best. They both missed a lot of time with injury. They both compete against each other. I think Whitehead has the most to lose here because he has to show you he's healthy and available, and Kobe Buffkin wants to show you he's ready to take the mantle from Whitehead and be a Brooklyn Net for as long as he possibly can be. That's one competition. You have Fambo versus Grant Nelson potentially for the last two-way spot. And then you have some other guys trying to compete for those last minute spots. But of
yeah,
course, there are a few
little,
guys
yeah,
that are going to get cut
little,
soon.
and I mean these guys right here. I don't even. I mean they players. I mean, Therese Martin is still on the team.
He's on
Jalen
the bubble.
Wilson,
On the
Jalen
bubble.
on the bubble, right?
Uh,
Drew Timmy.
on the bubble.
Yeah.
Anybody else you want to read?
Buffkin. I mean, Buffkin is fighting to get a spot. He
Five
actually got
Whitehead.
time in the league. When was he
Yeah.
drafted? two
He was
years
drafted
ago,
two
right?
years ago. 2 years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
15th pick. This is like a Zaire situation I see with
Right.
Buffkin. If he gives you the defensive energy, which I heard he can give you as a point guard, he makes up for that with a high factor, and he can create his own buckets. So if he beats out Whitehead, I'm sorry, Whitehead, you've had almost 2+ years to try to show you what you can do. And this guy's gone from a potential lottery pick to bottom of potentially. He probably should have been drafted second round if his body can't get back to what it was with his athletic ability. So it's really is Kobe Buffkin's huge opportunity to take away from Whitehead. And I would just say Whitehead, Martin, Wilson, and Timmy, those four guys, I wouldn't be surprised if each four of them are cut before the season starts just because we have our young core we're trying to develop and there's some other young guys we're trying to rehab their value somewhat. So I feel like that's
Wow.
where the Nets are leaning towards at the moment.
Wow. This is going to be interesting, man. This month is going to be crazy for the Nets, and
Oh,
us Net fans are got to sweat through it, man. We got to sweat through it because I don't know which way this is going. It's really confusing which way this is going to go. Like we have a team full of players that might not even want to be here. One want to retire. The other one
right.
wants wants legitimately to be wanted. And then we got a bunch of rookies that you know are playing
Want to stay in
against
the
some.
NBA?
And then we got a bunch of yeoman guys that's moving through. I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
don't
well, I
know.
would say this. If we're looking at trade deadline business, Haywood, if he's coming back earlier than he should with the meniscus thing, he's definitely going to be wanted by contending teams. The defensive grit he shows is going to be valuable to a lot of these contenders. The Nets could definitely get a few more picks for him on the second round interior, and maybe a young player, something like that. Nick Claxton gets his value up. He's a trade piece. And then Cam Thomas, of course. I really think if he has a great month in November, I would not be shocked if out of nowhere Cam gets traded either December or early January, just because it feels like that relationship is near its end. Sean and Cam tried to put on a brave face for each other on opening day, but you can just read between the lines. Cam was unhappy that he wasn't valued, and Sean is okay that he didn't overvalue Cam. So if they could find an amicable divorce after November, I think it's best for both parties because at the end of the day, we do want Cam to get his value up, but we also want to get a top pick. That's just what the Nets have to do. It's after next year's lottery that we got to start making those winning moves because we cannot be tanking without our control of our own pick. So for the Brooklyn Nets, if you guys are going to build up some of these guys' values, get the assets you can for those guys, develop your core of the Flatbush Five and the Cam Thomas situation. Just nip it in the bud as soon as you can because we do need structure in this Brooklyn Nets organization. 10 years we've dealt with instability, lack of sustainability. And Sean Marks keeps preaching the culture philosophy, but it doesn't feel like a culture anymore. It feels like company policy. So I agree with you, Scott. We got to stop having all these different conversations of who's going to be here, and it's like who wants to be here? Who's going to be the next Brooklyn Net the next 4 to 5 years? I don't need a guy on a podcast saying my career might be almost over. Get the assets you can for him a year from now. It's about moving forward, not moving
yeah,
backwards. And I feel like if
yeah,
Sean and Joe don't hit out on that lottery pick next year to be a franchise guy, they got to move out of the way at that point
yeah.
for the Brooklyn Nets because we need
The
structure.
ruler, the ruler FN thing. I think Whitehead is on the last string. I do. I agree with that. T. Martin and Jay will be both will have to shoot and defend. If they can't show, they have to improve. They can. I guess they ain't gonna make it neither. Yeah, you got that right, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I want there to be a good direction. I feel like this shouldn't even be this crazy of a situation. It's a rebuild. We're supposed to be focused on the Flatbush Five, but we're focused on Cam's future, MPJ's future now, the future of if we're still trying to compete for mediocrity or get a lottery pick. It's like we still have people going off into different sections right now as opposed to being united on what the common goal is. Like until we have that, we're just spinning our circles right now. And I hope it changes, but I wish the best for the Flatbush Five this year in their development, and hope we get a franchise guy in next year's draft. That's really my main priorities this year. Other guys that are expendable pieces, if we could get good value back for you and you're in a better situation, I feel like everybody wins at that point. Like it's about how we navigate these next 82 games that will likely decide the Brooklyn Nets' future the next 4 to 5 years. That's how I'm looking at it, Scott.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if other
yeah.
people are, but that's how I'm looking at it.
The ruler also think Timmy might be, not make it too, depending on his shooting. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I like Drew Timmy. I mean, I like his hustle. I like his size, but we don't have that problem now with size.
Right,
It's
with Clowney especially. That makes Drew even a little more expendable now after
yeah,
that.
yeah, he's expendable now. He is expendable. I hate to put it that way. Oh, it's just adding Wolf and this other guy, Zang Fambo. Fambo is 6'10". This dude is no joke. He's been around, and I've seen him in the G, what they call it, the G United or whatever it is. That I've seen him play. I've seen some of his tapes, and he can play a little bit. He got skill. He got skill. I don't know if he can hang with the big boys, but he definitely got
He
skill.
he looks physically very strong, and he even said he wants to prove some Asian stereotypes of a basketball player is wrong by just
He's
being in the
six.
best condition of his life.
Yeah, he's
So I
six
think he's definitely
eleven.
proven a point there.
He is 6'11". He is no joke. He is
Right,
not. He ain't nothing to
and
play
this
with.
Yeah, and this upcoming two game international spectacle in China, I think, is Fambo's big moment to really show how much he's grown his game and to show people in the NBA that he belongs in the NBA. So I think if anybody to look out for in this international road trip, is really Fambo and what he can give you because he's fighting for that last two way, and I hope he gets it. I think this is definitely somebody that people really got to hope breaks out on his own and goes from a two way to a standard. Because if he could really show you that the physical work he's put in matches up with the skill, it's definitely one of those diamond in the roughs that nobody knew existed till now. So I wish the best for Fanboy. I think he's definitely one of those diamond in the roughs that we picked up.
Oh, I tried to get Leaf in. Leaf didn't come in. Okay. John, you still there?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just having dinner.
Oh, okay. All right. No problem. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Zambo or Fanbo. Yeah, Leaf, you here? Yeah, you in. Yeah, we got you. I got you. I got you. Not much. Let me make sure to get you in there.
All right. Yeah, I'm here.
All
I'm here for another episode of the another episode when Nets fans get pissed off.
yeah, I'm done with Sean, man. I'm yo, my
Did I or did I not tell you that he was going to do crowd control during this media day process, this
I
media
knew
week
that.
process?
I knew
I
it.
told people this, and see, and I want to make one thing clear. And if the nigga go live tonight, I'm gonna make it clear on this show. Nobody, yo, let me reiterate this so that everybody can hear and you probably gonna put it in the short, and you probably should put it in short. Nobody is mad. No net fan is mad that Cam Thomas is the quote unquote number one option. One, we don't even know if he's the number one option.
Right.
Two, we ain't mad that he the number one option. We
Right.
mad that we in the shitter. We mad that the
Yeah.
roster don't look up to par. We
Right.
mad that players are getting injured already before the season started. These niggas can't even
Thank you.
survive 2 days of training camp.
Thank
That's
you.
what
I
I'm
brought
mad.
it.
That's what we mad at.
I did you hear me bring that up about how Igor has already got a foot injury? He ain't even play yet. How's
Exactly.
that? How that work? How I mean, before he even get on, we need him on the court.
I'll tell you how it worked. Training, training camp. A lot of these players can't survive the training camp of a head coach that just came in. Because the thing is what they gonna do, they're not gonna implement a system. They're gonna get them to run, they're gonna get them to work out, and we're gonna find out how equipped these players are for the big league because it's 400 spots.
Leaf, they can't even survive the offseason. You were right. I don't know if you saw the show me, Breezy, and Scott did. MPJ, a day ago on Media Day, Sean Mark said MPJ needs to be our best player. A day later, guy goes on a podcast saying he's considering semi-retirement, that he may not have
Already.
more than 2 years left. Like, Leaf, you said it. This guy was going to crack like an egg, and we're seeing it before our eyes. Like, thanks for the $40 million coming off your contract. That's about it, man. This guy's not a long-term option, and Sean's now trying to sell it like this guy will be here after this year. I don't see it. I do
Of
not
course,
see it after what he
of
said.
course he's not because MPJ, you can't go from playing with arguably the best player,
In the NBA.
one of the best centers of all time,
Right.
to go into this mess. You can't
You can't be happy
and
about
be
it.
comfortable about it, bro.
Right, right.
As a number three, number four option, whatever you want to call them, your heart is gonna fall through your stomach
Yeah,
because here's the first thing. MPJ, we gotta understand MPJ for everything that all the injuries and everything that he went through in his career. He been a pretty solid player for the most part.
yes, he has.
The problem is he's been reduced to a role player because of those injuries.
Right. Yeah,
And
that
now that he's being reduced, he's going to a spot where he knows he's not going to make another penny in this league, much like Ben Simmons, who went from making $40 million to barely making a three or two.
right.
And I don't think he deserves another coin for as long as he. I don't think he deserves another penny from basketball. If anybody on this globe pays him, they need to be stabbed. Anybody. I don't care if it's China. I don't care if it's Shanghai. I don't care if it's Australia.
He's going
Nobody give
back
him
to
money.
he's going back to Australia. That's
Oh,
for sure.
he need to go back to be a zookeeper or something.
Nah,
Don't.
what's crazy about this Leaf is like we don't have a number one, two, or three option. Cam is out the door. We know this. MPJ now might not even want to be in the door before we play a single preseason game. And now I'm hearing that Ben Sarath might start an opening night over Nolan Trayor or Yegor or Yegor if Yegor can't play. Like we are really going ass backwards here. Like Sean, what are you selling us now? It's insane.
I'll tell you.
Hey,
I'll tell
What
you
you say?
this. I'll tell you this. If Ben Sarath or Danny Wolf wind up becoming anything, Sean Marks is gonna find a way to screw it up.
you think so?
I know so.
That,
You know
that's
why I
just
know so? Because it's an idiot. He's an idiot. When you have idiots in the front office, you can tell they're idiots because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They want people to appeal to a certain thing, but Ben Sarath will probably appeal to the Jewish audience of Brooklyn. Believe it or not, it's a lot of Jewish basketball fans.
oh sure. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that.
And
Yeah, there's a
on
lot.
top of that, you got Danny Wolf, who basically looks like a taller version of Mark Zuckerberg.
Wow. Oh, I remember you said that. I can't get that out of my eyes. I'm looking at
Bro,
Zuckerberg.
look at him. Look at
I don't
him.
want to now. So he's to go Zuckerberg.
Exactly. So you got to understand the only thing as of right this second that's going forward for this team as far as a skill set. And believe me, Danny Wolf does have a skill set.
Yeah,
Ben
he do.
Saraff does
He
have a
do.
skill set.
They have skill set.
They have skill sets. I'm not going to say it like they don't. Whether it's elite or not, we don't know.
We're gonna find out
We
though.
gonna
Yeah.
find out. I mean, I think Danny Wolf has a very elite skill set as a 7 foot point forward,
I think so too.
point center.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? But like we gotta understand or see how it's gonna plan out
Right, right.
and how the style of basketball that we're trying to create. Because I don't have a problem with the archetypes of these players. What I have a problem with is the fact there's no direction and there's no system put in place for them to develop into the max type of players that they could possibly become. The Cam Thomas lifers, they believe that Cam Thomas can become the second coming of Kyrie Irving. You know how many times Kyrie Irving was the number one option on the team?
Yeah, a lot. 90% of the time, right?
No, he wasn't.
No.
He was only the first option before LeBron got back in them years in Cleveland.
Oh,
When
okay,
they
okay.
where the Cavaliers was getting number one, racking up number one picks, so LeBron could go back, and then LeBron eventually went back. He went to a number two option. He didn't like the number two option, so he went to Boston. He got injured, and now you've seen the coming of the two Scottie Pippins, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, and they came into their own. The only other time that Kyrie was the number one option for a successful team was Boston. He was a number two option with Luca. He was a number two option when he was here, and he was a number two option when he was with LeBron James.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you bring up our direction because I don't know if you saw Leaf. Sean Marks actually made an appearance on a podcast yesterday, a New
Yes,
Zealand
he did.
podcast.
Yeah. I seen that. Listen, it's just BS. PR control. That's all it is.
Nah, he told us what he's doing. I told people that Sean Marks was not going to change his stripes after what happened with the Katie Kyrie debacle. He's saying, I'm not spending our cap space. I'm saving it. And he's planning on going star hunting next summer to bring three names that I've mentioned on past podcasts. And people know those three names are of guys who could be available by 2027 because Marks always has valued established talent over his own homegrown talent. This is what's going on here. You can just tell by how the system we're running, the Euro style we're creating. Sean wants to go cash in big on a star to reach more different European crowds, international crowds, different demographics to justify why he should still be in charge. I mean, Leaf, you've seen with
Well,
Sean Marks. He
yeah,
goes after the
but
stars, takes the big swing, and hope it works.
that
Now
was
we're
the
going to see if
whole
it works or
that
not.
was the whole thing of
Well,
me
I
saying.
put it to you like this.
Wait,
I don't
let me
think.
say this. Let me say this. Sean
Fine.
is not doing a wrong thing as far as the GM is concerned when it comes to making money, because truly Brooklyn is a melting pot. So he is trying to incorporate everybody into the Brooklyn Nets. I give him that. And also, I want to mention that the ruler Fambo shooting is inconsistent too. He's getting that 2-way. A lot of people believe he's going to get that 2-way. The ruler. I believe that too. Go ahead. Go ahead. Breeze. Go ahead. Lee.
Yeah, I was saying, ruler. See, if you was listening, I said that Kyrie was the number one option in Boston. If you were listening, that's the
Right.
only place that he's ever been the number one option outside of his first couple of years in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers was some shit. So the reality is that the Cam Thomas lifers believe that he can become what Kyrie became.
Right.
And
I,
ain't none of them stupid enough to blur out that he at any point of his career that he was better than Kyrie Irving.
right. I know what
None
you
of
mean.
them.
Right.
So if you ain't that with not having true athletic ability, without having that second, that third, that fourth gear, outside of just creating shots, what are you?
Right.
I tell you what you are. You are a spark plug.
That's exactly what
That's
you
what
are.
you are. And
It's
this is
okay.
something.
And there's nothing wrong with being a spark plug.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
He wasn't a number one here. Don't try that shit. That was Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
He
That's true,
wasn't
man.
averaging 36 against the Milwaukee Bucks in that second round. That was Kevin Durant, sir.
Yeah. They just didn't have an answer for neither one of them. That's what it was.
Actually, that's exactly what it was.
I'm
They-
telling you, this 2026 lottery really will define the Nets next 4 or 5 years. I mean, you have a gold opportunity to get your franchise guy. If Sean and Joe can screw this up with the youngest NBA roster in history and I get a top pick, it's like what else rope can we give Sean and Joe at that point? You've had 10 years, you've preached sustainable success, never once hit it, even with three of the potential best three superstars ever put together. You swung and missed. It's like after next year's draft, if it's not a franchise guy, how can they even justify showing up on the Brooklyn doorsteps of Barclays
I
going
mean,
forward?
how
That's
we
the question they
how
got to ask themselves.
how we know that Danny Wolf ain't great? How we know that Danny Wolf can't average 20 points in this league in 2 seasons next in
That's what
two
I'm
seasons from
saying.
now?
That's
How
a
we
damn.
know
That's a damn good question.
how we know that he is not the franchise guy that you need at a center position?
That's a damn good question. But
Because when you look at the East, it's open. It's
it is
open
it
for.
is open. But I mean, let's be realistic, man. For Danny
I
Wolf
mean,
to
yeah,
become
he got
anything that you just said, he is going to have an immediate green light and a
green light.
green window, and to take control
That
offensively
is
of the
true.
team. And I
True,
think he
G.
has the skill set to do it. However,
He's got to get that
it's
green
it's
light
it's got to be proven. It's got to be proven
on the
on this
court.
stage.
On the court.
It's probably not going to be this first year because Jordy said today the 3 point guards he drafted, those are the ones he's throwing into the deep end of this. He didn't mention Wolf. The Claxton situation is going to kind of make Danny Wolf's season, his first season, a half season. He's going to get a lot of time in G League, and if you trade Claxton on the deadline, move Dayron to the starting unit, you'll see Wolf play the last 20 or so games as a backup to get those minutes. I think that's what Danny Wolf's first season will be about. I think it's the second year where the Nets could see where he's at. That's if Claxton's off this team or not. But I think for this first season, I don't think Wolf's going to get those crazy minutes. It's going to be built up over time his first season. And that's not a bad thing. It's just they got to make sure the G League work he puts in will help him translate eventually when he hits the pros on a consistent basis. That's where I see with Wolf at the moment, which is not a bad thing. It's just
No,
they have to make
no.
sure he's prepared for the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got to make sure he's prepared for that.
Gallo say Ben looked good next to Senge, and it's just made no sense drafting him after already drafting 2 point guards. Ben is definitely talented, though. I'm
Imagine,
not.
imagine drafting, imagine
Nobody,
drafting him and
nobody
here you go,
doubts that
Teddy.
he's not talented. Ben is definitely talented. I'm not. Yeah, and yeah, that's the confusion part. Is that you got 3 or 4 point guards, and what are you going to do with them? You going to put some of them in the G League? I mean, why would you draft
Well,
them?
my thing about Ben Saraf, his competition is Nolan Trayor.
Right.
At least to me, bro. It just seems that way, bro, because they battled overseas. They've been battling overseas,
That is true.
and they on the same team now, and they battling
Again,
basically
for a
for a
spot.
spot.
Word.
So they've been
Word.
battling pretty much
Word
all their
up.
lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever since they both been playing basketball, they've been battling since they was 9 years old, from what I hear.
Well, maybe they bring the best out of each other.
Maybe they
So
You,
do, but
you know what it
but at
is?
the same time, I think that Nolan Trayor already has an elite NBA ability with his speed.
right, yeah.
He has something that you cannot teach.
Yeah, speed is just not something you just go, oh, I'm gonna make you faster. No, that's not how
You,
it
you know,
works.
you,
It's
you know
been
why?
said that he might be the fastest player in basketball, period, right
Yeah,
now.
right.
You know why they drafted the 3 point guards? Because the Nets do ever make a big trade for a star. One of those point guards will be in the package. It would not surprise me if either Nolan or Seraph, one of them, would eventually be in a package for a star. Because there are a lot of teams that will need point guards, especially if they give up a big star piece.
That
They're going to
is
need a guard to
that
keep
is
things
true, John.
entertaining.
That's true,
That's why
John.
I think they did this. That's the only reason I think they did this. Besides potentially, Nolan maybe starting with Yegor being a point wing or something like that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Seraph becomes your sixth man. If that's what they want to do, okay.
You
But
can put a
realistically, I think
package
the reason
together.
why Yeah, to put it, I think that's the real reason why they did it, and it's not a bad play by Sean Marks, but it's like you better hope you get that star that's a difference maker because you potentially left some really great pieces on the board.
Sure enough,
Rasheer
did.
Fleming, Nick Clifford,
Yeah.
Reynard, you left good pieces potentially that could have fit this team. So if your intention is to get a star next summer, better be a difference maker, or else you're again sacrificing young talent for short gain. That's always been Sean Marks' biggest problem. He's always sacrificed the youth for the best assets or of established talent, and it's been short gains. They have not led us anywhere. So if you do this a second time, Sean, it better work, or there's no
Yeah.
coming back from this for the Brooklyn
I'm
Nets.
not looking at Sean on the back end of those draft picks. Where I'd look at Sean is your top pick, your first pick. Usually you're supposed to pick your best option for your team. And you thought it was Igor over some players that came out right behind him that we could have used. You got to think about
Right.
it. So those are if Igor doesn't pan out, that's on Sean.
What you gotta
Most
ask yourself.
definitely.
What you gotta ask yourself is if the youth of this team or the youth of anything in the market in a market like Brooklyn is ready for a market like Brooklyn because the lights is gonna get brighter the more and more you win. Especially when you're in that market. I never heard of a big market building a young team from the draft, from the ground up, and being successful. Have you?
No, no, not really. No.
Well, not this team. This Brooklyn Nets organization under Sean and Joe will
Okay,
not
all
will
right.
not
So
invest in
give,
young
give me
talent like that.
give me all the big markets in the NBA.
You
We
got
got Lakers,
right.
Boston, Warriors. Those are the heavy ones. Knicks. I hate to say the Knicks, but they are financially, the way they are
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of
I
the
can
Nah. We
marketplace.
if we just talking about just cities and stuff like that and things like that. Not talking about the teams and they franchise rich history. Like when we talking about the money market. Like
LA, Dallas,
as
LA,
of right
LA,
now,
LA.
the Golden State Warriors is a big time money market because of what
Steph brings.
what Steph has
Right.
brought in over the years. Do you know how much they was worth, bro, when Steph got
They
there?
yeah, they were
They
down at the
was
bottom.
they would they don't get me wrong. Oakland is a shithole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, they wasn't exactly that great market, like you
Exactly.
said.
They wasn't a great market. They're a great market now because they play in Silicon Valley.
Right, right,
Oakland
right.
is the shitter. Oakland is like Oakland was like Brooklyn back before we got the Nets.
Right, exactly, exactly.
So that's where Oakland is.
Yeah,
When when Steph Curry got drafted, first got to the Warriors was only worth $300 million. Today they worth 8.6 billion.
Wow.
The same when Jordan got drafted to the Bulls, they was only worth 26 million. When he left, they was worth 9.6 billion. The point that I'm trying to get to here is that when you don't see it coming, that's when it creeps up on you.
right, exactly.
When you don't see it coming, you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
like I give you the Houston Rockets. That's another team that with a Dallas Mavericks. That's another team with a big market.
Yep,
You know what I'm
Dallas.
saying? But at the same time, how many of those teams, when we say Lakers, we not counting the Warriors, since they last championship because we still in the Steph era. We could count the Bulls because we've been past the Jordan era.
Right.
How many and even the Bulls tried to build something through trades and through free agency when they got DeRozan and Lonzo and Caruso and all of them dudes, bro. Like they didn't draft none of them.
Right, right.
The Indiana
And that
Pacers,
worked for a season and a half. That worked for a
yeah.
season and a half.
No. Don't get me wrong. And the Lonzo injury killed all of it because
Yep.
DeMar DeRozan was trying to hold it all together with glue and duct tape. But here's the thing: the shit that you don't see coming is the shit that's kind of been working in the NBA. It's not necessarily the young markets. It's the fact that you have to build a cohesive unit from 1 through 9. That
Yeah,
I
and
those are the
agree.
it's
teams. Those are the teams that's been doing it. Those are the teams that's been winning.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Outside of that, Go look at that. Go look at that Bucks team in 2021. They was deep.
And now
Go
they're
look. Go.
empty.
Yeah. They go. And they damn sure was lucky, but they were a deep team.
I'm
Go look at
telling you that.
go look at the Phoenix team that they played on their way there. They were a deep team.
Right, look at Philly a few years ago. As much as problems they actually had a decent bench a while ago. Now look at
Yeah.
their front court; it's horrible, and they just lost the McCain kid who was benching a 2.5 weight pound. Like it's insane the injuries that are piling up right now. And even Leaf Memphis, I know you're gonna keep mentioning them. They just lost Brandon Clark today to a knee issue. Their whole front court just took a
God
hit this
damn.
offseason.
That's
JJ's out right now. Edie's out, and now Brandon Clark's out. Essentially, John Moran has an empty front court to start at least the first 10 or 15 or so games of the season. Like, Memphis is another team to watch with the John Moran situation. As much as we're worried about his injury stuff being compared to Derrick Rose, he's still one of the best all-time talents, and he's currently in a struggle with his future contract with the team. I think Sean Marks is looking at how bad this East is, and next summer he's going to see whichever stars are available. He's going to choose one, make a pitch for it, and see what happens. Like I hate to gamble like that, but given the way Marks has built the team the way it is, you're gonna have to do a mix of this: who you draft and who you go after. You can only go after one
right.
really good star now, and I hope whoever it is compliments us somehow because they have to. They have to want to be here. We can't just have a star that's
Exactly.
happy to be here for a year and say, "I'm out, I'm out, peace." Like no, you can't do that again.
But going back to what I was saying, the
Well,
big
Leaf,
market.
answer on the ruler. He
What about
asked, what's your starting five?
for this team?
Yes, for this team.
Shit. Shit. Nah, I'm like, I mean, it
It's
ain't really
hard. It's
nothing.
hard. It's
It
hard.
ain't
It's
really
hard.
nothing to explain, bro. Like it's shit. It's some shit, bro. I don't even want to name the names. It's some shit. I don't really care for it, bro. It's some shit. It's a few players that I believe that could turn into something. Danny Wolf is one of them, but I don't think he gonna really get the PT.
Right.
So I mean, it depends on what they value out there and what they want to bring out there. Who knows? You know, I think Danny Wolf is a very exceptional talent for
I
what he
think so
brings on the
too.
court. But I don't know if the coaching staff or if the front office is going to value him as such.
It'd be fair to say we need to give this a couple of weeks
See it
to
how it
see.
plays out. I
Yeah, to
agree, but I
see.
agree also. Leaf, we me and Scott were talking. Having Clowney and Claxton start together is good because we got to now preserve MPJ's back. Having him as a small forward is way better than having him get his ass kicked by Paulo Banquero and hurting his back. So having Clowney and Claxton works more in our advantage because you build up Claxton's value even more and you protect MPJ's whatever value he's got. Like it's better than having Zaire start with MPJ at the power forward position. At least
That's
with
true.
Clowney, he looks like he's built now for a power forward spot. And he said, and I know Sean or Jordy said this. We're going to see if Clowney can truly be a two-way player this year. So I feel like Clowney should make a strong case to be the forward this year to at least start out the season. I think that works better, and you preserve MPJ's health at the same time, having him as the three. I
I
think that's
think.
way better for the Nets to approach to
Well,
start
I think
right
that's
now.
true as well. But my thing is, if you're drafting all these playmakers, that means you're trying to advance somebody and advance somebody, level up somebody's game. My person that's the person of interest when I talk about that topic is Claxton. If Claxton can't go off with all of these playmakers on the court that we just drafted, something wrong here. I'm not giving him no more chances. I'm not, bro. Like you supposed to,
Facts.
you should live in the
He's out at
dunk
that
box. You
point.
should live in the open court.
Yeah, you got a point there. He
You should
definitely
be
got some
living. You
skill
should be
around
living
him.
He
on the
should be our
break.
He should be our third or fourth best scorer. Realistically, Claxton should be. It's Cam Thomas, MPJ, and whoever else after that. Claxton realistically should be a third or fourth best scorer if he's going to get at least 10 to 12 lobs a night. If he could average 15 or so points, that's better than what he's giving you last year, which was 9 points, which
I
was
ain't
really
gonna lie
bad.
to
Like
you,
he's got
bro.
to show that the tantrums are in the past with him.
Depending on who's on the court, I think Claxton, bro, should be top five in fast break points. I ain't gonna lie to
Mm,
you.
I
It should
agree.
be
I
no
agree on that one.
reason. It should be no reason why you not rim running at all times. When Danny Wolf get that ball, I need you taking off to the basket. When he get that rebound, if Yago get a rebound, I need you out up the court. I don't even need you getting boards. I need you blocking shots and rim running. That's what I need.
Right.
Bro, you box your man out. Let somebody else get the rebound. Run up the court. That's what you do. Your game, fast break. live on the break. You got the
Right.
passers. You got the passers. You should be outside of Drake Powell. You should be the best athlete on the court. You should be the best rim runner on the court. Same with Zaire Williams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the only way you're going to get a successful trade potential with Claxton if he is your third or fourth best scorer and he's
Same
just doing
same
what
with
he's good
Clowney,
at.
bro. I think Clowney, bro. Like to me, I'm not leaving Clowney out of this. Even though he did bulk up, I think he bulked up to not get moved around. I understand
Yeah,
not,
I
Right.
understand
Right.
that.
We understand
and I
that.
understand it. But
Well, he
don't
might have
don't
a great season. He might
but
show
don't
a
let
lot of
that take
skill.
away from why and your youth and your athleticism should be key, especially on fast break opportunities. I ain't gonna lie, we got a tall enough squad. If Yegor is out there, if Drake Powell is out there,
Yeah,
if
we got a
Danny
tall
Wolf is
one.
out there,
We got a real
every,
tall scheme crew
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah. So we don't have no smidgets on the court realistically. So you should be able to do some things.
Yeah.
We should, and
I think Clowney will do something this year. He might be the dark horse. He might be
he,
that guy
he
that you be like, yo, he really looking like a pro now.
he's set up for good development. That's what he wants to do with the Flatbush Five. Look at Klein's first 2 years. He showed you a bit of what he could do defensively the first year. The second year, he showed you what he could do from the 3 point line. Now it's like physically, he's ready to put it all together. That's where these rookies we drafted should be at in the next 2 years. You show a bit what you could do your first year. It's not going to be a great year. Second year, you improve on what you weren't good at the other year. And then that third year, you just put it all together. Clowney is well set up for that. It's just Jordy has to give him the opportunities. And Jordy said he's going to trust the youth this year. Don't just say it, Jordy. Do it, because these 82 games you coach will dictate our lottery odds and dictate our potential next 4 to 5 years. And if Sean is going to go star hunting, like the ruler said in the comment section, it's got to be somebody that these young guys can complement, not somebody that's going to run them off the team, that's going to make them feel the pressure. You want to get a star that is going to make each and every one of these young guys' careers better in the long run. And that's what
Right, right.
Sean has to start thinking about. Don't just get the shiny name, get the player that fits your timeline, what you're trying to do. And I know Giannis doesn't fit the age timeline, but he fits the conditioning timeline that guys like Clowney and Bayron are starting to show you right now.
Yeah.
So you can't rule that out.
Well, he fits as long as he's playing.
Yeah,
That too.
he
That
does fit
too.
as
That
long as he
too.
playing. So
That
I'm
too.
like to be honest with you, bro.
He can be
I think
the
the only way this works, bro, is if you go get somebody like John was saying that could compliment. I'm looking at players in like they second, third, or fourth year. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like with the guys that's willing to pass the ball and willing to move the ball, you got to get somebody that could finish. You got to get
Right.
somebody that could finish plays and score, and basically do most of their damage without the ball, bro. Like I mean, I'm not looking at a big name. I'm looking at an archetype. If you a shooter on a fast break, bro, and you shoot a high percentage of threes in transition, I'm looking for that. If you
Right.
along with that, bro, if you could finish on the fast break consistently, I'm looking for that. You know what I'm
I would.
saying? Because I think we have the guys that's willing to rebound and get move the ball up the court in a Danny Wolf, in a Nolan Trayor, in a Yegor. I just think they got to be committed to rebounding and getting that shit, to getting the damn ball up the court.
I agree, and let's also not rule out Donovan Mitchell in his
In his
future. This is
future.
a huge year for the Cavs. They got to put up or shut up too. The Cavs have to show they can win with the core four that they built together and they're financially committed to. Because Mitchell, he's got an opt out in a year or two, and he has always said he wants to come home. He can't be with the Knicks because they already dropped everything for Midkel. So it's like if the Nets are in a prime position to get him, he's one of the best playoff scorers in the NBA. He just hasn't had a good two or a solid core besides what he has with the Cavs. If he
Hmm.
doesn't win this year, I think Mitchell's a great compliment to who we draft next year and who we got right now because we have defenders that we're trying to build. If you could surround Mitchell with the defense, this guy will give you an easy 40 almost every night. He feels like he wants to give that to you and then some. Like Mitchell would definitely fit with this team. So it's not just Giannis. Mitchell would really elevate us in the East, especially East that's weak right now. Those are the main two stars I see Sean having his eye on. Joker, I don't see because I think Joker's re-upping with the Nuggets. But besides Joker, Giannis, and Mitchell, those are the three stars that will likely be available in the next year or two. The other stars are aging. So like what Leaf said, we need the star that can still play at a high level and give you a good championship window. We don't need just a one and done star. We need a star that's going to elevate this core you're drafting for the next 3 to 4 years at least. At least. So this is
Yeah.
see what he
I
does at
mean,
this point in
listen,
time.
I think everything is on point. The problem is, I'm not looking at anybody that's been in the league for more than 4 years. When I
Okay.
think about somebody that's going to complement this team in terms of the youth, because if you're putting the youthful players out there, that means, bro, that you're looking for a young piece to pair along with them. That's in between the ages of 23 and
Sure enough, Leaf.
26. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So like you need something that's gonna last a long time. Donovan Mitchell, as good as he is, I don't think he's
how old
five
is
year. I
Donovan?
don't think he's 5 year plan type of player.
What is he? 30?
No, it's like
He will
27 or
be
28.
28, 29,
Yeah.
but but
He's
I
29.
don't
28
really but
about.
I don't really see him as a 5 year plan type of guy.
No, I totally agree with you, but it's like if you're looking at those young options, I'll just throw some names out there, but they're guys that I think our base would not want to have. LaMelo Ball, Tyler Hero, and John Morant, like each of those three guys could all spectacular on the offensive end, but their health and durability for all three of those guys is a huge mystery. I'm not even going to talk about the Zion thing. Yeah, the guy took Ozempic and he dropped all of his weight magically, but if that guy can't show me a full, Leaf, you know it's true. If you can't show me a full season that you're Duke Zion, I don't care if your money's not guaranteed. We ain't wasted it on popcorn muffins.
Ozempic.
Hey yo, listen, hey, you know what, bro? It's not a player in this league that no matter how much games he miss, how much stuff he get into off the court, that I enjoy watching every time he on the court more than Zion. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like
Uh,
listen, listen, John, I understand how you feel about the health factor, but if
mhm.
we just talking about game,
Playing
like
ball,
if when
right.
he gets on the court, he cannot be stopped.
Yeah, he's exciting. He's exciting.
Interior, I agree with you, but my thing is, can Jordy be the one to get him to fully commit to throwing all of his baggage in the dumpster? Because if he comes here, it's like Zion. You have to be a main guy. You can't be doing attitude stuff. You can't be, hooking up with crazy women that want to stalk you. Like you just got to be professional and be superstar Zion. It's a huge gamble, but I guess the way of handling it is his money's not guaranteed next 2 years. So essentially, if the Nets did trade for him next summer, it's like a 2 year tryout. Either he's healthy and he shows you that he is that star level, or you could just say, I wasted assets on this guy. They weren't crazy assets, but I flush it and try again. I don't know with Zion Leaf. It's like I gotta see it this year. Zion could be a full but I just don't know, Leaf. We've seen too much inconsistency. He's only played less than 30 games in 4 out of 6 seasons of his career. That is alarming, especially for a guy that was supposed to be the potential future of this NBA. I agree. Interior, unstoppable, but his body weight, he's got to keep that under control, or his legs are gonna pop. And we've
Well,
seen that
well, well.
already.
Listen, he got a weight clause in his contract, and he probably looking for a new contract, bro. That's the reason why he, quote unquote, dropped the weight, bro. So I mean, you know how people play in their contract. Yeah, they just need that new chicken. Zion, I ain't gonna lie. Zion definitely got some. Zion definitely got some. I can't mess with you type of habits. But I'm just paying attention to this game. I focus on. I guess I'm more laser focused on that. You was right about John Morant. You was right about Tyler Lala Hero. Obviously, we probably need to look deeper into the pool of players that could complement this team that's been in the league from for 5 years or less.
Well, those are
Um,
the four I mentioned, and then there's Trey Young, but it's like Young does not fit defensively at all
no,
what
he
Jordan
doesn't.
wants. So
No,
I,
he
I
doesn't.
already rule him out. So it really is Lamelo, Tyler, Ja, and Zion. I think
Maybe,
John Morant
maybe,
would be
maybe it's somebody that we don't really know about, man. Maybe it's somebody that's on a team right now, and they're getting burned, but I mean, they're not really going anywhere. I don't really know, bro. Like, I don't have a problem with young players. I don't have a problem with a Shaden Sharp. I don't have a problem with a Denny Advia. I don't have a problem with them. I think those guys could go. You know, I don't got a problem with an Alex Sarr. I don't got a problem with like I'm just calling out players right now, bro. Like I don't need
right.
us. The only reason why I'm calling out players is because I know that we don't really believe in our draft process like that. It's one of the reasons why the drafts went the way they did this year.
Right. Right. And
You
that's
know
why
what I'm
we're
saying?
looking at
So
these
I mean, but
alternatives.
at the same time, but at the same time, I think these draft picks have enough rapport to complement, a player that could come in here and compliment them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I like
Right, but maybe the
I'm
reason why Sean drafted the Euro guys is because maybe it doesn't take as long for the Euro guys to get acclimate as opposed to the American guys, where as we've seen, where some come with all this big hype can't
That's a
rise up to
good.
the pressure. Whereas
no
these
no.
European guys, they've played across the country, they've
That's a
played in
good
high
point,
intense
John.
That is a good
situations.
point. That is
Maybe
that's a
that's
great
why they
point.
did
I think
this.
the European guys outside of Danny Wolf and Drake Powell, I think the
Hmm.
European guys they understand the basics. They understand
Right, that's what
dribble
I'm referring
pass
to.
shoot
Yes.
concepts
Hmm.
a lot more. They understand pick and roll concepts, dribble handoffs, try to play in sets. How to, I understand that, and I'm okay with it. And everybody's just looking at that. The European, I don't think people, when people say the European style, I don't think people really know what the European style really is today.
Yeah,
The European style, realistically, was always get fly up the court. All right, yo, we gonna finesse you. We gonna kill you with simple plays, not non-athletic shit. We the same height as like the super athletes that's always been in the NBA, but the American style NBA basketball is not being played like it used to. That was the 80s and that was the 90s. That was the 80s, the 2000s. That was that time, bro. Like, but everybody started mimicking their favorite player.
Right.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? The 80s and the 90s was the truest style of American basketball.
Yeah, right, right, right,
Anytime after that, you just mimicked the player that you liked. That's
right.
all. That's all you did, bro. Like in the 2000s, you had how many Jordan clones you had in the 90s and the 2000s? How many Kobe clones you got now? How many Steph clones you got now? I'm like, come on, bro. Like these players are just mimicking one player that they've been watching. They ain't mimicking. They not. How many players is mimicking Barkley or Karl Malone or Hakeem Olajuwon or
Right, right,
Shaq
right.
or Patrick Ewing? They ain't mimicking those players, bro, because Jordan was dominated during that time.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
yeah.
who they mimic. Ain't
Right.
nobody mimicking Magic, man. Ain't nobody mimicking Bird.
Yeah,
Right. Like they're
yeah.
leaving that era in the past just based
Yeah, they
on what they're
leaving the
going
era in
away
the
from
past
now.
because they don't think that era qualifies to today.
Right, especially all the new rules, we have the 3 point line stuff like that, all these extra
Yeah.
foul calls, and and even Adam Silver, like he's doing a bad job of hiding his hand here. They are overvaluing the Euro League. Like they want to have a Euro League now, a championship league, something like that. Now the potential about having playoff teams from Europe come play playoff teams in the NBA. Like they are really going all in on this Euro movement, and Sean, Jordy, and Joe know it, and I think they're hoping to get an international.
Mm. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's.
so
I mean, listen. If we snatch up what's the kid from Portland? If we snatch up
Who's
Denny
also got right now
Avia
the
from if we snatch up Denny Avia from Portland, bro, then I know the Euro movement is real. I know it's real. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't have a problem with the European players. I don't have a problem with the European movement. I have a problem with us not having nothing to a straight lane or a direction at all. That's what I have a problem with.
right, right. Yeah, so yeah, we taking it. We
I agree.
definitely
I
going the
agree. That's what we're
European
trying to
way.
figure out here.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we are.
We're
It's just you
Yeah,
going.
want to make
but
it
but
wants to make sense, and you want it to feel organic. Like we should not derivate away from the Brooklyn way and the grit and culture that us base members respect. Like I think these Euro guys could all bring that as far as professionalism goes, but they also have to remember like we want an identity that everybody can get behind. You don't want to just say, "Hey, we're building something, get a star, throw it in the garbage can and try again." No, this is the year where they got to actually show there's something being built here that could be sustainable in 2 to 3 years. Not just getting the star is going to do that. It takes everybody being locked in on one singular goal. And right now we have Cam Thomas going one direction, MPJ going one way. We have some vets potentially going another way. These young guys are trying to go forward, but it's like they have all these different unknowns in front of them. And if Sean and Joe want to do right by who they drafted, make sure the unknowns are not here by the end of the season. Make sure they know who could be be potentially a part of their future. That's what's really got to be figured out this season. You can't just have guys on this team to take up the cap space. You need to make sure that these guys are pieces to get you the real pieces that fit who you drafted. So this is going to be an interesting year all around because we got to see how this is all going to line up with who we're drafting after this year, and then hopefully build that core out properly.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Go
What
ahead.
happens if we overachieve this year
Oh,
and
that's a great possibility.
we go get somebody in a trade that could complement this team and move it further?
I
That's
mean,
a
you,
possibility.
you lose
That
out on a franchise pick, but you could get a star that
well, I
actually wants
don't.
to be a
I
part of
mean,
winning basketball. I mean, this is where I think, Scott, you talk about the winning 20 games. If we are overperforming expectations, that's what stars liked about the Nets a few years ago. Nobody saw us as a threat, and we were beating some of the best teams in the NBA that were playoff teams. If that's what
yeah,
Sean and Jordy want to do, that's unorthodox and against the proper take, it's a huge risk because you have to hope those stars are actually watching and want to be there. And if they're not, you're screwed. You mean you did that for nothing to make a pitch to stars that didn't even think that was worth a pitch, and you lose out
I
on your franchise guy? That's the downside of the gamble.
all right. So I did myself a little bit of homework, and
Hmm.
I had to take a look at what Jason Kidd was before he graced the Nets uniform.
all right.
So I did some intel, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Jason Kidd, before he touched the Nets uniform in Phoenix, he was 16-10 and 7 1 year. He finished top five in MVP in '99 in that shortened season. In '99 2000, he finished top 11 in MVP. In his last year in Phoenix, he was averaging 17-10 and seven and 6 rebounds, and he finished top 8 in MVP. The first year that he got to the Nets, he finished number 2 in MVP voting
Yep.
behind Tim Duncan, who won the award that year, and they went on to go in the finals.
Right.
Obviously, to lose to the
Right.
Lakers. They went on next year. He finished top 10 again in MVP voting, and he went on to lose to the Spurs, and who Duncan won again that year. So I mean, not to use Jason Kidd as like a base because he had a pretty successful career on his way to the Nets, and he was still consistent.
Yeah.
The
Right.
issue, because when he touched the Nets, he was 28. He was in his prime.
Right.
You know, I ain't gonna say it. Like he was in the league in 94, 95, won the rookie of the year, consistent 80 something games, consistent playing a lot of games all the way to about I say the age of 37 his last couple of years in Dallas, and he was playing high minutes all the time, and I think honestly the type of player that we're going for is the type of player that we're going to complement. We have to see what we look like with these rookies and with their playmaking and
Yeah.
with their passing and with
Right.
everything that they could do on the court. Is there going to be a guy that's going to complement? Is there going to be a guy that's going to be like a two-way guy, and then we could add him to it, and then he could finish and go coast to coast on the break, this, that, the third, or fly on the break on the block. Who knows, bro? Like, I mean, whatever direction for this team that involves us going in the right one, in a right direction, just as long as it's the direction, I
I
don't
agree. I
care.
agree with you wholeheartedly
Yeah.
on
I
that, Lee.
agree.
And,
I
and, and
agree.
the good thing is there's still a lot of teams up against the cap right now. The Nets are so lucky that we are far behind it. These other teams that are forced to either now win or lose. I said this thing about the CBA, you're either winning or you're losing. And if you have a window to win, you got to use every potential life chance you have to do that. But if you're just losing, paying these stars all this money like Philly is right now, you eventually have to make a decision. Do I just move off of these star pieces? Do I do get what I can and just hope I don't destroy the value completely. There are definitely multiple teams right now with multiple stars that aren't going anywhere right now. And the Brooklyn Nets next summer, if these young five can really work out and have at least a decent showing in their first rookie season, it's definitely going to have stars looking at new opportunities because they want to be on teams where they know they have the assets to work with and build up something to potentially win a title. It's just if you're going to take your shot next summer, Sean, you can't miss this one. It's got to be somebody that fits our identity, somebody that actually wants to be part of the Brooklyn culture, not just show up for highlights, but show up to actually get this team as far as possible in a
Do you
playoff scenario.
do you think it has to be somebody that has been an all star already, or somebody that's young and up and coming?
I like what you said, Leaf, about the young up and coming because we mentioned a few of those four guys. Even the Zion thing, I'm open to if it can work out
But
in our best
Zion has been
interest.
an all star already. John Moran
Yeah,
has been an
yeah,
all star already. Trey
yeah.
Young has been an all star already.
He's talking
LaMelo's
about
been an all
somebody
star.
that's
Well,
I'm
not.
talking about somebody, bro, that
We
the
know it's
league is
good.
like you know what I'm saying? Like somebody
Yeah, that's not
that's
showing
that's
that.
not that we know of in a play art. Is there a player archetype that you see like right now that I don't see a player archetype right now that could fit this team that hasn't been an all star already.
Right, 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 right.
That's what I'm trying to
see,
say.
that's
That's a
why I
good
wish we
point,
would have
Leaf.
traded up in this draft. I wish we would have traded up in this past draft. The Jeremiah Fears, Dylan Harper, like these were guys that could have been our franchise pieces, and now they're on other
We
teams.
were
Because you talk
not
about
traded,
young,
bro.
I,
We were
no,
not getting
no,
none of those
Leaf,
dudes.
Leaf, I understand that, but you're asking me about young guys that haven't shown a lot yet. And it's like there was some in this past draft, and there are a few guys maybe in this league that haven't quite hit their stride, but they have that star potential. But I think with Sean Marks, I know how he thinks on stars. He wants the established guys. That's why I'm looking at the Mitchells and Giannis because they've already been as far as they can go. One won a title, the other hasn't, but they're both top caliber playoff players, and I think that's where Sean is going. I don't think Sean is going for a young guy that fits the timeline but hasn't hit their ceiling. He's going to want somebody that's at least been at a top tier for a long time. I just don't think he's going after the young talent like that. You know what I'm saying, Leaf? I just don't. He's not
Yeah,
that kind of GM. He
I
doesn't
do
think
know.
like that.
Is it possible that Sean Marks is going could go after Denny Avia from the Portland Trailblazers?
It's
I don't
possible.
see it.
It's
I don't see it
possible.
with
I don't.
Portland. I don't,
I know a lot
I
of
mean, but
people.
because the reason
But
why I asked is because you touched on the like the European movement that Sean Marks
right,
and Joe Tsai is on,
right.
right,
and I think Giannis' name did come up, but obviously Giannis is probably going to hit the back end sometime soon.
right,
Joker name did come up, but I think Joker is going to take an extension with them.
right.
Right. That looks better
And
next week.
when I think of all the other European players, and I think the way that this draft went, I think Denny Advia is a name that Sean Marks could possibly go after. I think Alex Sars might be a name he might want to go after. I think I mean it's just to me it's just going to be all about the cost
Right.
Right.
trading for these set players. Man. Like
Or
I don't have a problem with neither.
leaf. It's possible that we have that player. We have him already. We just gotta develop him.
Maybe
We might have our player right now.
we might.
I
We'll
you
have that
can't.
same conversation
I
in a year,
know that a
Scott.
lot
We
of
will.
people go for the glam
Hmm.
in basketball or the
But if
super.
it but yeah, but if it's simple enough, if
It's
it's
not
simple,
that
if
simple.
yeah,
It's
if
never
it,
that
I
simple.
put it to you this way, bro. Like a lot of people, this is the reason. Like you know, a lot of our fan base is so goddamn simple.
Yeah,
They want to duplicate what has
what somebody
already
else. That's what this league
yeah
is. The league is a
yeah I mean
copycat.
and I understand it, but here's the thing that makes Joker and Giannis like I put it to you, I stay on Joker. The thing that makes Joker so like I guess simplistic, I guess if you want to say,
Yeah,
is that he understands basic shit.
yeah. He played just the game. Period.
Leaf,
Yes,
you, you wanted a name. What are your thoughts on Kaminga? Do you think he's on a top three level? Not a top one or two, but You think he's on that third echelon? Because you said young guys that haven't hit that ceiling. Kaminga looks like he might take the qualifying offer less than 5 days to go before that's actually has to be applied or not. If he's a unrestricted free agent next year, do you think the Nets will go after him or no? Because you talk about young talent. He's one guy that hasn't hit that ceiling yet. That maybe with the proper investment could hit a ceiling. What about him?
It's possible.
It's possible,
It's
but
possible.
the reason why I threw out names like Denny Avia, Alex Sarr, I gotta remember that they only been in the league. Alex Sarr only been in the league what since and he came in the
Um,
last year's draft with Zachary Richardson and
yeah.
He's with
I'm
Washington, right?
yeah, he with
Star.
Washington. He
They're
with
not going
Washington.
to let go to him. He looks like he could be a
I don't
great
think they ain't
athletic
gonna let
player.
go of
I
him
don't think
neither,
they'll
but
let
at
go.
the same time, it is Washington. They a farmers market franchise, so like I mean, they kind of stupid. I mean, like if something comes their way, they might just give it up. I mean, I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't know for sure. Like the reason why I'm just throwing names out there is because it's to me. What's recognizable to me is what you don't see coming. Nobody saw the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton coming. Nobody saw it, bro. Very few people saw OKC and SGA coming a couple of years ago. This was like 4 or 5 years in
That's
the
true.
making.
That's true. That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? So my
Yeah,
thing
they
is
didn't see it.
my realistic template is who is somebody that you see that nobody else see coming. Pay
No,
attention
that's a
to
good.
that.
Alex
That's a
Saw.
great question, but this is my thing. This East is like I think it's the weakest East has ever been in the 21st century. Like seriously, it is so bad. Even the Knicks and the Cavs, as good as their starting fives look on paper, they have so many weaknesses with that bench. The West really is running the freaking gauntlet right now. And if you're Sean Marks, you're seeing how bad this is. He will be tempted to go after that star, like the Glamish that Scott just talked about, that you probably don't want to unless you know you're going to win. I think he's going to do it because if the East is this weak, why would you miss out on a chance to get that guy and guarantee yourself at least a top four spot for the next 2 to 3 years? That's just the way Sean operates. Would I do it personally if I didn't have the personnel like we do right now? Hell no. But
No.
this is how this organization operates. They go when they think they have a chance to go in one swoop and win it all. And there are a few potential big fish that are in bad situations that could be movable. But I think Leaf, you brought some valid points tonight. Like the Nets have to look at all corners of the NBA right now. Like even with Denver Avia, like the Portland Trailblazers, they just lost Scoot Henderson today to a torn hamstring, which sucks for their development right now because they got
That
Holiday and
does.
Dame back. They were supposed to take a little leap this year. Now they're missing a core piece, and if they want to tank again for another pick, Denver Avia is a guy that they might want to move to guarantee that slot. And if they give him to us, they want us to be better than them slightly. So I think that's definitely a possibility. But just looking at the landscape right now, I see Sean looking to make a big move because the East is so damn bad. And the Philly news is not making it any better. Joel Embiid and Paul George said they might not even play because of the doctors. So this is the worst East has ever looked, I think, in the 21st century. Knowing our organization, they usually wait for that big fish to be available and snatch it.
I
I just feel
mean,
like that's the way they're
but
going
I
right
think
now.
in this day and age, bro, if you go for a big fish, you got to go for more than one, and that's one of the reasons why
True.
I think that's one of the reasons why the KD Kyrie experiment was even a thing in the first place. Because once we saw a chance to get James Harden, that's when they truly went all in. We got to remember, KD and Kyrie chose them. I like the only time we've ever gone the only like I don't really value the KG Paul Pierce shit, bro, as anything. That was just the league at the time, and that was just
All right.
filling up some seats. All right, putting some noticeable players in there. Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce, Derek, Darren Williams. That was just
Just big
putting
names.
names.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
think that was just like, all right, we just opened up a new building. We
Right.
just
Right.
moved to Brooklyn. Yo,
Yeah. We just
we
put
need
big
somebody to
names.
sell tickets.
Right.
And
Right.
that's what they did because they got some money out of me. They got about now I ain't gonna lie, they got about 19 racks out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen,
Yeah, they got
they got about a good 19,
they got
stacks
some
out of
money
me.
out of me. They got
Yeah,
some money out of me.
they got some stacks out of me. So
They
that was a
did too.
3 year. That was bro. Everybody keep talking about we messed up. two big threes. No, we didn't.
No, no, no,
No,
that
we
wasn't.
did. We only
That
messed
wasn't
up
a.
one. We only messed up one, and that was the KD.
That
Which,
wasn't even.
bro, when Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce got here,
They were already
they were
done.
done.
They were done.
Right. I still can't
They
believe
were
we
They
did
were
that
done.
done.
trade, man. They look like they didn't want to be there. I saw the old video of when they had their
KG was
press conference.
washed when he
They're
got
like,
here.
"What just happened? We were in Boston one day. Now we're in Brooklyn. We're in Brooklyn, and they're expecting us to win a
Yeah,
title their first year."
KG was washed, bro. Like that. All that was
Was a
to
show. It
all
was a
yeah. All
show.
that was names to fill up seats.
Yep.
Right, and we don't want to be that team, and that's my worry with Sean and Joe. Is I feel like that's all they're focused on is the financial aspect. We're $1 billion organization. A lot of people underlook that. I'm happy for that our growth from Jersey days to now insane as far as financial goes. But again, it's the talent aspect that has hurt this team since we were last in the finals in Jersey, and that's got to change. And here's the thing: in the new CB era, it's a mix of talent. The great thing about OKC is they traded for the young star, drafted the young second star, and they got the right vets at the right time before they had to pay everybody. The Brooklyn Nets got to realize this draft with the five you drafted and who you draft next year, that plays a huge part in the star that you get because it's going to take a mix. The mix has to make sense. If it's just a star with guys that are going to be movable pieces, we already lost the war again. So for Sean, if you're going to make a big move next summer, make sure these guys get all the development possible this year. Throw them in the deep end, let them learn and grow, but don't keep them on the bench. Let them feel empowered. That's what this team has to feel like, empowered. They can beat anybody on any given night, and it just takes the right mix of who you draft and who you trade for. But they have to figure out the balance. It's not one way or the other. They've always gone one way. Next summer, you got to go both ways to make this work if they're going to go all in again.
Well, they
That
got.
was a bit.
That's what
That
it
was
comes
a
down
bit of
to.
a pause, but I understand what you're saying. Um,
Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Leave stop.
nah. But I think
I think.
everything going forward, could potentially. I really don't even think there's a big trade for a big star really available because the pieces that we have right now, nobody else values but us anyway. That's the real reason why, bro. Like if you telling me, bro, that Danny Wolf, Ben Saraf, and all of these rookies and all of these players that's on this team currently are gonna play good enough for us to trade them all and just get a star and just reload the pack. And the Nets are gonna just go for broke and be stupid again.
Can't do that.
I mean,
You think
I
Sean will do that again?
I think
No, he would be a fool. He would be absolute fool to do that.
not in this era. I think they have somewhat of awareness to know that from 1 to 9 you need to have some depth. And I think
Exactly.
development is the way to go. But you gotta make strategic trades, bro. You can't just make goofy trades, bro. You can't just make goofy moves, and you can't draft dudes and not turn them into something and turn them into a valuable piece from one through
Right.
nine. You know what I'm
Right, and
saying?
that's why Clowney, Zaire, and Dayron. I'm so glad we have the three of them because they're going to be a huge part of our bench. We need our bench to be as stellar as wherever the starting unit's going to be in the next 2 years. Zaire has shown you on a new team the defensive effort, the 3-point shot. His skill set has improved. Dayron, the rebounding is still great. His conditioning looks a lot better than it has in years past. Like those are three guys that are going to be so integral towards what we're trying to build here in Brooklyn. It's important to have a depth of a bench. You need that if you're going to try to balance this out from top to bottom. So I'm glad, and I really think for Clowney this year, huge leap because if Clowney, Dayron, and Zaire could all grow their games this year and become more balanced bench pieces than they are right now, it's really going to help elevate us when we make that big move. Because, like Leaf said, your depth has to be spectacular. And I'll give Sean this: the way he has some of these contracts lined up for our bench guys, I like it a lot because if you could get the star here and one of these five becomes your second or third star, paying them the most money and having these other guys on very affordable contracts, it gives you your window. That's how you got to line this up financially and strategically. You can't just pay 3 to 4 guys all the money, like Leaf's saying, and your bench is crap. That's what killed us in the Big Three era. If you could keep it balanced like this, we could start building this the right way and get that star.
I mean, well, you can, but I think the way to do the good part of what you're saying, bro, is is through most of 90% through development, because
Hmm.
by the time anybody gets successful, bro, like say if this roster, say just let's just be nice tonight.
Okay.
Say if this roster from 1 to 9, bro, like just start going crazy on some OKC Indiana type shit. Like just say that, bro. Could you imagine? Like say if we had a whole bunch of bench players that was top 10 and 6 man of the year or some
Oh
shit,
damn.
and then we have starters that was applying for some all star nods or some all NBA nods, and they got some votes for other awards like most improved player. Say if we got like 4 candidates for most improved player of the year, they
That
gonna
would
be
be
looking for
insane.
big money. They
That's
gonna be looking
true.
for big
That's
money.
true.
Like they gonna be looking for big money for doing the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I want to.
then this is how the NBA pays a lot of players, bro. Like that has got votes for anything. I guarantee you, Case and Wallace gonna get a bag.
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee you, Lou Dort gonna get a bag because he made all first team
He
all
made first
first
team
team all
all
defense.
all defense, right?
Yeah, I guarantee you, Caruso gonna get some more money because he got some defensive player of the year nods of a defensive player of the year votes. I guarantee you, J Dub is gonna get some crazy money elsewhere if he don't get it from OKC, bro. Like if when you look at what OKC after they won the championship this year, bro. If you look at those contracts,
Right.
when they showed up on the ESPN and they showed up on your phone, notice they said he can make up to $280 million 5 years. He
Right.
can make up to $250 million. A check can make up to 4 years, $250 million, because he made an all rookie team one, and he's on the championship team. So you get those. Those include bonuses. That's not one of the reasons why Kaminga was looking for big money because he won a
Right.
championship.
Right.
That's
Right.
one of the
Right.
reasons why Michael Porter Jr. is getting $38 million because he
Yeah.
won a championship.
That's his main reason.
That's his main
And now he wants
reason.
to retire.
Right.
Yeah, and now his
Insane.
ass want to retire. He don't want to play ball no more. I told people that.
It
He
was hilarious. As Sean said, I need this guy to be my best guy. And a day later, it's like, I don't know about
I
that,
don't know
Sean.
about that. Yo,
like, yo,
look,
Sean,
look, look.
I
Breezy
want to.
sent something to me. Breezy sent something from X. Adam Silver says NBA, and this is funny. We brought this up. NBA teams could
In the
potentially face
playoffs?
off against NBA
How's that
Europe teams,
possible?
even in the playoffs. You possibly
Like,
could see
what?
teams
What
coming
type of traveling is that?
into our
Yeah,
playoff.
like,
Top
you got to
seeds from
play.
other leagues. When I think of the flight from New York to LA, for example, there's no reason if we had 4 teams in Europe who couldn't travel, play the Knicks or the Nets, travel to London, play 3 or 4 times in Europe, come
That's
back
stupid.
home. So I think it's very
That's dumb.
doable in our league.
I don't like this. Listen, regular. If you
This
want to
dude
experiment it in America in regular season, fine. But playoffs are playoffs. It's for the teams
between him and
that
Roger
advance to
Goodell,
win.
bro, I don't know who's worse as a commissioner, bro. This is such a what's trending
All they
commissioner,
thinking
bro.
about is
He
money. They
I
think
like
it's
it's
that.
not
about
even
What's
money.
to
trending,
me that's
commissioner?
not even a
That's a
money
new
grab.
release.
That's a like yo,
New
what's
release.
trending on Twitter? What's trending on NBA 2K?
Yeah.
What is the like the go to thing now? You know what I'm saying?
We got
This dude is Mr. Mackey from South Park, bro.
Yeah.
yo,
Oh, nah,
yo.
yeah.
What's up? What's up, Iceman? What's up? We got Iceman in the
Oh,
house, y'all.
Ice
Ice,
came
what's
on at
going
the
on,
right
bro?
time.
You
Hey,
gotta
Ice.
listen to this garbage too.
You see this thing that Adam Silver put up here, man?
Hey, Scott,
Talking
I got to
about.
head out, man. Have a
All
good
right,
conversation,
all right,
guys. Talk
John.
to you soon.
All right, John. We talk to you later. Okay, John, gone. Iceman. Okay.
Nah,
Hey, what's up, Iceman? What's good?
ain't nothing. What's going on?
Not much. Did you see this thing Adam Silver talking about?
I just heard you read it, so I pulled up real quick. You
Uh,
know,
they bugging out. He talking about. I'm gonna read this again too because this thing is crazy. I mean, I have never seen anything like this. Adam Silver
And you
is
never and
and never
Adam
will.
Silver, he
Yo,
you know what he thinks? He thinks he could do what the NFL is doing, bro. Like that you
that
can't.
overseas thing. You think?
Yeah, but the reason why the NFL can do it is because they play one game a week, you dummy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why the teams play one day a week. This dude is Mr. Mackey from South Park.
Yo,
That's
they
who he is.
well they talked about doing that a while ago. I don't know if you remember that. They talked about having since they started doing that in the preseason. They
Right.
talked about it during. They wanted to start doing that during the season, and I think they wanted to start it at the what's the cup thing that we got in the
The
in
cup,
you know
yeah, the cup games,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah yeah
the mid cup. Yeah.
yeah they wanted to start adding those teams in there and then go from there. So it's been in the works.
It has been in the works. The problem is it's a dumb idea.
That thing is
It's a dumb
crazy.
idea because now you basically giving NBA team you basically boosting the egos of these NBA teams already and these players by giving them European teams to beat up on. We all know, bro, these teams, bro, like when NBA players get their foot in and finally get they pedal to the metal in the NBA season, they ain't losing to no damn European teams, man. This is a waste of time. This dude is
It's a money
this dude
grab.
like
It's a
I
money
never thought
grab.
I'd say this, man. But yo, David Stern is turning in his grave watching this shit, bro.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's almost like, with the politics that's going on in this country, right? You got tariffs going on, but you can't tariff an NBA or NFL team. The leagues do what they want to do overseas. So that money is being generated. So they see this as an opportunity. That's what they see. They just see opportunity.
Mm.
It's not like it's goods, it's entertainment. It's like a singer going overseas to do a concert, you know?
Yep.
So it's the same thing. So they don't care. I mean, but
Yeah,
as a player,
for in order for it to be entertainment, it has to be entertaining. That's number one. Number two, bro, like I would leave the entertainment part probably in the second round. They are trying to conduct business. The
yeah.
problem is they're bad at it. They're bad at it.
they trying to work on it. You know what I
And
mean?
NBA is bad at what they do, and and Amazon Prime and NBC is not gonna come do and save the day. They're bad at what they do. The reason
So
why they're trying to do this is because they don't know how to promote their new young talent. They're bad
um,
at it.
I guess
They've been hugging on to LeBron and Steph for years. That's why LeBron is still sticking around, being a damn a longevity merchant.
on
That
the
check is
money,
good. That
20
check is
years.
Cause the
good.
money is good. They could give him $50 million for a year. They could give Steph 60 million for a year. Why would they leave?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave neither.
I mean, Braun worth a bill, so he could leave. He could leave,
Yeah, he
and
could. He could.
yeah, and
Not if the Lakers are still throwing out 1 year or 1 year options, bro. Like LeBron just opted into what damn near 60 mil, and they gave
Leonard.
JJ Rhetoric extension,
Oh,
knowing
you
that they
see
gonna
that?
fire him as soon as LeBron leave.
You seen that 4 year extension they gave him?
Who?
They gave
JJ
JJ
Redick.
Redick
How much
For
they paid him?
was it 68, 60?
Wow.
4 years, 68. He
And
gonna
he's
get,
ain't he
bro.
a
He
new
is
Something like
coach?
going the
that.
second that LeBron
I
leave.
mean, I not to say that he don't know basketball, but what I'm saying, he's a first year coach, ain't he?
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah. That was yeah. Because I was talking to
I
somebody
mean,
about it yesterday.
damn, that's kind of a lot
Everybody keeps
for.
talking about he won 50 games. He won 50 games because the NBA allowed it.
Who won 50 games? JJ.
JJ Redick, yes.
You say
You seen what they did in the playoffs? Nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
because
Well,
the
they
NBA allowed
gave
it,
him
bro?
60 million, so I mean, they throwing money away.
Oh man,
Bro, he got more
yeah.
money as a coach than he ever got as a player, bro.
That's
60
for
million
sure.
for 4 years.
He should have been a coach
Yeah,
sooner.
He should have been a coach sooner.
Yeah,
Then they
man.
when
Yeah.
then again they wasn't giving out that money to coaches back then. So
No,
hell with it.
that's why I'm surprised they gave him that much money
Hey man, listen, I
so
I knew something was up,
so
man, when Monty
soon.
Williams got 75 mil, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen, the jig is up, Muggsy. I know what's going on.
They gave, oh yeah, 75. Yeah, damn.
75 mil, fired him the first year. He's sitting on the beach sipping pina coladas, collecting
Yeah,
as a
Yeah,
because
fired coach.
coaches, a lot of people don't know,
yeah.
coaches' contracts are binded regardless if they get fired or not, I think, right? Like, I'm just saying, you
Yo,
can't break a contract. You got to either buy them, pay them off, and send them on
No,
their
you
way.
can't break a contract, especially not in the NBA.
oh,
That's
Obama.
guaranteed chicken.
Yeah, that's guaranteed money.
Like the NFL, they only get 60% of their bread. They gotta play
Right,
the
right,
other. They gotta play the other 40.
right,
That
right, right.
60 gets chopped up in half because like most of that shit go to injury. Most of that
Yeah,
shit
if
go to
you
injury money.
right, if you don't play, you don't get paid that full amount.
It's yeah, basically what it is. So
Yeah, yeah,
you better learn how to better learn how to make sandwiches, bro. If you ain't getting all that money. Yo, did y'all hear? I don't know if y'all remember Sean Alexander from the Seahawks.
Yeah, I
They said
know.
somebody said yesterday that he welcoming his 14th child with him and his
Oh,
wife walking in his 14th child in the world. I'm like, yo, bruh.
14.
I'm like,
yeah.
yo, bruh. Yo.
I
Hey
think I
yo.
seen it on TikTok
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. I'm like, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, bruh.
Yeah, that's
Yo, bruh. I'm gonna let you know something right now. Yo, you need help, man.
The wife and him putting in work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Her
He
body
putting in
work.
more work. He putting in more work, man, in reproduction, bro. Like than he ever put on the field. Like,
Right.
goddamn, bro.
No,
Like, yo, you had one
oh
MVP
yeah.
season, but you got 14 kids, bro. Like, come on, bro.
He was nice for a bit. He was
Yeah,
nice
he
for a
was nice for
bit.
a hot second, man, but like 14 kids, bro. Like, come on,
14
bro.
is a lot. Yeah, yeah.
14 kids in 2025, bro. Like, you know how many COVID shots you got to get?
Yo, yeah.
Come on, bro. You know how many vaccinations you got to get?
Yo, hey,
Yeah,
yo.
Come
yeah,
on,
Gallo.
bro.
Yeah, Gallo. Yeah, JJ was awful in the playoffs. Soon as the Lakers got in the playoffs, they got rocked.
Yeah, they got rocked.
And then he's sitting up here getting sick. They paid him 60. Only the
I think
Lakers
45 mil. The 5 years,
What?
and the
45 mil.
Knicks
That's
Yeah,
what
do
45.
crazy
Lamar
stuff
Oh,
Odom
like
said.
that.
I was off. I was off. Yeah.
Only the Lakers and the Knicks do crazy stuff like that. JJ
Um.
Redick new extension is
I
five
know
years,
damn well
45
Mike
million.
Brown,
Oh, okay.
Mike
No,
Brown, aka Bullethead, ain't worth the paper he printed on, bro. Stop it.
they gave JJ that contract because of the wins, bro. You already know they gave him
Yeah,
that
yeah.
contract because of the wins, and he
They
did
won
better.
50 games. They 5 million short. Give them 5 million more. Come on, man.
Either
Stop
way,
playing
I mean,
games.
there's play.
Either way,
Either
bro.
way,
Like I
there's
feel like you
coaches.
burning dollars already.
Right? No, no, but there's coaches that have more achievement than JJ that's getting paid way less.
But you got to remember the Lakers got a new owner now. So like new owners, they tend to hold on to shit because they don't really have no real connections in the league like that.
Right, right, right.
So like they gonna hold on to what they know, bro. Like
Which is
guarantee you
spending bread.
the new owner of the Phoenix Suns who just got in maybe like a couple years ago, bro. That team probably gonna stay together for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
That like Mike Budenholzer, bro. Like he gonna be there for a while, bro. Don't be surprised if Jalen Green, stop getting 30 chicks in their late 30s pregnant, man, and start balling. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like how you get a 39-year-old pregnant, bro? Like yo, you need a hug, coach.
Oh, that's
happens,
crazy.
bro. It happens.
No, it
Yeah,
don't. No, it doesn't. It does not happen. Twenty
Clearly,
two, twenty two
clearly,
year
bro.
old niggas do not get the chicks in their late 30s pregnant.
he like
Bro,
older women. He like older women,
No, he
man.
don't, bro. He like chicks that think they still young, bro, and you seeing them on IG, bro. She don't even have an IG account no more. Get out of that lane.
Wow.
When she was popping on IG, bro, you was just going to middle school. You in the league, bro. You're doing way better at life than she is. Stay away from her.
Hey man, it is what it is, bro. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
there my man Noah Clowney, boy.
Ain't gonna lie, no Clowney done stepped up. I don't know what Claxton doing, bro. Like you need to get rid of that.
Oh,
Oh,
with
they doing the
the
step the
I
foot.
forget what them dreads called. I forgot what them Jones called. Them Kodak
Oh, they
joint.
stepping on. They watch. They put their foot, and then bam. Oh, that's mad cool. They they doing their little thing.
Mm. I'm proud of Clowney, man, because he last year I think he had a sophomore slump for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I think
I think this year he gonna be.
you could see the frustration on his face
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
season was going on.
yeah.
Jordy was just to keep telling them to stay with it, just keep going and whatever. And he was starting to break down physically and mentally. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was starting to break
Well,
down.
they
You could
said
see it.
he gained 20 pounds. He gained 20
I mean,
pounds.
yeah, he looked like he
His
done.
shoulders a little broader. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah,
brolic a little bit.
that's all right though. You can still get your little ass moved around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's working on. Have you seen his video with Chris Johnson?
Yeah, I seen
No,
it.
Clowney?
I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, nah, he working
I
out with Chris
definitely did see
Johnson.
that. Somebody sent it to me. I'm like,
What
yeah,
is
Yeah.
all
on
right.
Twitter?
I don't know if I put it on Twitter. I don't remember if I did.
But sometimes getting powered up in today's NBA can work against you, bro. Like
That's
I ain't
true
gonna lie
too.
to you, because you could forget about the main thing, and that's your ligaments and your cardio
Right,
and
right.
and your
It has
core,
to be
bro.
done right. It has to be
Yeah, it
done
has to
right.
be done very, very correctly, bro. Like if you
I
in a
would like to
role,
know who Giannis trainer was, boy.
Balco,
Who?
Who was?
Balco,
Balco.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the same niggas that was funding Barry Bonds.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Nah, I'm BSing. I just put that
Oh,
out
okay.
there.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
I
the way
mean,
you said
I wouldn't be
it.
surprised if Balco came through and said they help Giannis, man. I mean, Giannis gained 50 pounds of muscle, man, from year one to year four.
You said 50 pounds a month.
Like, come on, bro. Like that's
Man.
inhuman, bro. Like, I mean, it got to a point where Giannis was just moving niggas and just dunking on anything, bro. Like now he just came off for 2 years where he was averaging 30, 10, and 6 or 60% from the field, bro. I don't even think Shaq did no shit like that. I'll be honest with you, bro. But nah, Clowney, shot, but I'm definitely proud of Clowney. I mean, I'm proud of what he's doing and everything. Jalen Wilson, I don't know how or why he's still on the team. Um, Kobe Buckin, he could get some time. It's a lot of players on this team, man, that could get they just due, man. We just got to see what works
Yeah.
and then how we gonna make it fit. Ice, I was asking a question.
Yeah.
In terms of a player Scott was under the belief that the player that we need might be on this roster already.
Players
And
out.
because when we think of player archetypes that could help, I think we basically just that's basically just us saying, bro, we don't really believe in this roster like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, so, like, is there a player that's been in the league less than 5 years that hasn't been an all star that could complement this roster, like as you see it?
Less than 5 years and
Yeah.
hasn't been an all star. I don't know. I have to go through rosters to pay attention to see who's
I ain't gonna lie,
that.
I gotta get on 2K for that shit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
like I don't know. No, I can't think off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying right now, like that young that hasn't been an all star that can keep this team. I
Well,
don't
I like
know.
that center from Washington, that young French guy.
Huh?
Alex Saw.
I didn't realize. Yeah, yeah, I like
He
him.
really a four, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I mean, because he really wanted to play four, but I mean, in this NBA, they put you at five if you tall, bro. So I mean,
Yeah.
so if you got the versatility and you can shoot, dribble, pass at the five, and you got that type of athletic ability, you can kick
Right.
it to the next
Yo,
gear.
listen, to be honest with you, though, Leaf and Iceman, I
Yeah.
personally believe There's talent everywhere. It's just a matter of putting it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what
absolutely.
I don't think that it's like you can have a team full of non all stars and have a winning season.
You know what, bruh? I'm off Zach Edey, bruh. I think I ain't gonna lie, bruh. There is a visual where I could see Danny Wolf being the best player on this team.
Yeah, I can too. I can
Yeah,
see
he could be
Danny
the
Wolf
best
being
player.
instrumental in how this
Um,
team can play if he
Hmm.
can meet that challenge.
Danny,
Yeah.
Danny being the
It-
best player.
I
I don't
did
know.
there is a vision of where I could see Danny Wolf being the best player on this team
Yeah,
Mm.
at the
he
end
can.
by the end of this year.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh
The
wow.
key for him is turnovers. He can't turn the ball over.
You feel like
You
he gonna
can't do
take
that
off?
in the
You
NBA.
feel like he gonna take off this year?
I feel like he
Uh,
could. Yeah,
I think he could show you that he could.
Mm.
Now,
yeah,
whether he do, it's he got you got to put work in. You know, it's just like anything. You got to put that work
Right,
in.
right.
You got to put that work in. It's not given to you. Players that it's given to are usually ones that's generational players.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when
Mm.
LeBron came into the league, we knew he was special.
yeah. Yeah, I got a question, bro. Are we seeing more of the are we seeing more European archetype or European style archetype of players?
Yes.
Because I kind of think Danny Wolf, like even though Danny Wolf is from here, I think Danny Wolf could. I think we seeing the beginning of the. I hate to. I don't want to say it out loud, but I think we seeing the Joker archetypes now.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
possible.
Alfred Sengun, Sabonis.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Like,
I mean,
I
yeah,
Yeah,
I
you,
because you gotta look at FIBA. FIBA now from the guys to the league and going and playing FIBA, it just shows you the growth of the game. And the game over there, you see all the Luca and all them over there doing damage in FIBA. You know what I'm saying? Dennis doing damage in FIBA. So I do think like they see their favorite player doing certain things over there, playing a certain type of style, and then they want that style to trickle down into the NBA. That way they could bring FIBA style basketball to the league and then probably have those teams come over, you know what I'm saying? And who
yeah, I can see that. I can see where they doing that as far as the spread of the NBA, to get the league, world type of instead of looking at just your sponsors in United States, you looking at overseas as well. You know, it's more money for the whole league. That's how that's what the loan is like. So yeah, I can see that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta get into the reason why I think Danny Wolf could be the best player on this team because I think the way that the league is going is not just in terms of you doing one thing important on the offensive end. I think it's in terms of how you could play in sets. If you could rebound, pass, and shoot and score,
Right,
like you could possibly be the best player on a team, bro. Statistically,
right.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like if it's set up for you to do a bunch of shit on the stat sheet and fill up the stat sheet, it could work out for the rest of your team
Yeah,
because like
because yeah, I see it.
but the reason being is because I'm looking at what Joker, Giannis, I'm just talking about like the guys that's like loading up the stat sheet, like your Joker, Giannis, Luca, I think it all really started. That boom really started when Russ got full control and took off for that 30-point triple double. We started to see more like and and I hate these interviews where they ask the same dumbass questions. How much you think Iverson or how much you think Jordan would average in this year. How many points you think they average? So to me, it's not even about points. I think their assist numbers would go up because they playing. First off, they're gonna be playing with better role players and
Right.
more. Obviously, we all agree the role players today is way better than the role players back then.
Yep. Yep.
And I think their assist numbers I think their assist numbers and their across the board numbers will be a whole lot better than what than what they were than what they was.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like the real question is how much is what is they stat line as opposed to how many points would they score on average, bro? Like I cause the thing is it's not really set up for you to average it's set up for you to average a lot of points, but it's also set up for you to get a lot of assists and rebounds too. Because like they think about it, they like the new style of big man is moving the bigs the rim protectors and the rebounders out of the paint. The Miles Turners is more like there's a reason why Miles Turner gave Mitchell Robinson and Carl Anthony Towns problems because he moves them out of the paint. There's a reason why Chet gives a lot of other centers problems. Offensively, he can provide a good amount and he can still block shots.
Right. Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you like at the center position, I think people need to understand that the center position is starting to fill up the stat sheet a whole lot more and more. If Alfred Sengun, don't be surprised if he start going off like a good high number of assists, bro. He got KD with him.
Right. That's true. He has
So so
somebody to
so if he
feed.
start averaging 25, 10, and about 8, bro, don't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I thought about it when they picked up
Kevin
KD.
Durant.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
they picked up KD, I said his game can open up.
Yeah, like I think that he can explode on the stat sheet. Sabonis in the last couple of years has been averaging respectable 20, 14, and 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
and as limited as he is in terms of a shooter, he still could give you 20 points. He led the league in rebounds the last 3 years.
Wow. That's yeah. He
And
can do
and
all that.
and and he's a pretty good passer.
He is a pretty good
Giannis
passer.
Giannis is probably going to be moved to the one where he could still average 30, 10, and 6 and north of 6 to 7 assists.
Right.
So like I think the game really belongs to somebody that could fill up the stat sheet across the board. That's where your go-to players is and bro. And when I look across this roster, the only person that I really could see that has the potential of doing that is Danny Wolf.
Yeah. That's why I said that plenty of times that Danny Wolf. I do not underestimate this roster that the Nets have. I understand that they're young, and that's going to be detrimental to them. There's going to be errors. They're going to make mistakes. Fine. You got to play in order to get your game right. That's the only way. And if you've never been in the NBA, it's going to be a shock to travel all across this country and play games after another night and then another hotel and then play another game and then you playing all this top talent. You're going to be shocked at the conditioning you got to be in.
That's a fact.
So
That's a
that's
fact.
you ain't going to duck that as a
That's a
rookie.
that's that is an absolute fact. But
But
at the
but
same time, the
you got to
top
show
offensive players,
they
the
show.
top the top offensive players that's not really known as two-way players. When I think of Joker, when I think of Steph, when I think of Luca, there's a like when if they could fill up Joker and Luca, what you're going to get every night is a respectable, high level of offense to where they could damn near average get a triple double on any given night because they that type of offensive threat. And I think this is who the game belongs to: guys that are filling up the stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
person that I think that could fill it, that has the capability of filling up the stat sheet on our basketball team, not just in terms of points, rebounds, and assists, the essentials is Danny Wolf.
I believe that too. I can see
Danny
that.
possibly, yeah, Danny possibly could fill up the stat sheet. He's not gonna really get blocks like that. He might get one, maybe two, one
Right.
a game. But as far as rebound points and assists, he can definitely get that.
And scoring. He could score a little bit. He could
Yeah,
shoot. See, that's the thing about it. He's a somewhat decent shooter. He can see the floor. He can pass well. He's willing to
hmm
pass. He's a
yeah.
willing passer. So, and he has size. You can't just ignore him and let
No,
him
no,
run to the basket because he's gonna make you pay.
yeah.
So it's like, you know, hey, I could see it being like the European League with the big man being the distributor. Yeah, one thing about having a big man that's your distributor is your guards don't feel no pressure in the game. They can set up.
Hold on.
They can
Well,
set up once the that center has the ball at top of the key. It's
yeah,
a
nah,
it's an interesting it's an interesting concept.
they do a little bit of what the NBA does, but they like to go to the post game too. They like to move the ball around. It's not,
Right,
you got your guys who can score, but as far as them, they trying to get the whole team involved. You know what I'm saying?
right,
All
right,
game, they trying
right.
to get the whole team.
Yeah, that's important. I think it's very important. When you look at OKC, they similar. If you look at,
Yes, yeah, they are.
they are very much similar to that. Move the ball around. You got your big man running to. You got a big man that can shoot. I mean, they spread the floor. They can. They do what they need to do. They move the ball around. Everybody is contributing some kind of way. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, man. Honestly, and y'all could quote me on this. The people that's home that's watching this, bro, this show, I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised the Nets win over 30 or somewhere close to 30 games. Mark my word on that. I know y'all gonna kill me later, but I'm telling you what I think. I think this team is a 25 to 30 win team, especially in the East.
Yeah, you're not the only one that think. Yo, there's some people that really think we're gonna win more games than what we think.
Right. I'm telling you, I think they can win 25 to 30 games. I really believe that. You're already getting injuries in the league. Injuries are going to happen. You got a lot of mystery with teams like Boston. You got mystery. You don't have no mystery as far as the Knicks or Cleveland is concerned. So we kind of think that we know where they're going. They're going to be good teams. Um, um, Orlando's going to be a good team. You know, the Hawks, they're going to be a decent team. But I mean, the Pacers are not going to be the same team. Boston ain't going to be the same team. So there's room. Washington and Charlotte is going to basically be the same thing. I don't know how Milwaukee going to be. I really don't know. But I mean, they ain't going to be a bad team, but they might not be that great team that everybody think they're going to be or could be. But it's going to be an interesting year. All of us are waiting for the end of the season to start. So this is going to be great basketball, man. So I'm gonna close out because I got to cut some shorts up.
All right.
Uh, yeah, Ice. Thanks, Ice man. Where they can meet you, where they can see you at. I see you everywhere. I be following you now. I be following you now. Where they
Yo,
can get you at.
they can find me on YouTube or TikTok or X. You know what I'm saying? The Tip Off of Brooklyn Nets podcast on YouTube and TikTok and Iceman the Don on Twitter. You heard?
I meant to put what you call. Definitely looking forward to seeing Clowney this season. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I have to put that in there. Clowney is definitely my man. Definitely. Yeah, Clowney. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Clowney, man. All right, Leaf seemed to be somewhere eating or running around with his family. Yo, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check us out. Peace, guys. Peace, peace. Check me out.
All right.